Yes, my people. How we doing? How we doing? And I can't hear me. I can't hear me. 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 Talk to me. Talk to me. Oh, yeah. Mic check. Mic check. Talk to me, my people. I can't hear me. I can't. Up. All right, D. Big up yourself. You know, go. We have to start with with people and big up every. Oh, J Master. All right. Elaine. First row. First seat. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Who else is here? Patel, Crookshank, yeah. Merle. Government to hug up things like my lover boy. Catherine, yes. Who else is here? Dorette, good evening. Why, you confer professor status on me? And I'm a PhD like some people, or doctorate like some people, so you know it go. um, uh, who else is here? Youngs at NS, at N, criminal prime minister in Jamaica, FBI vying get Andrew no prison time for the bloody that cult member. Hey, might have something there. See where the FBI is offering services to help with corruption in the Caribbean. I hope the Jamaican government will take the organization up on the offer. Daglish, bless up. J Master Songwriter. Miss B, greetings. Shirley, yeah. Talk tomorrow. All right, no problem. Leroy Mullings, blessings. Beverly, thank you. Carla, KV. Okay. So the one Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation, I thank everybody for being here. Cheerful Wild Horse, I like that. I like that name there. Garnet Sterling, big up yourself. Up. All right. Who else there? Jackie Graham. Yeah. Colonel Anthony. Yeah, hear me. Good. Bernal James. Yeah, loud and hey, lap scooching at the house, That one man take you. Big him up, people. Yes. Omni 3460. Yeah. There's a not missing her today. Bernal James. Girl, them bubble gum in no more trouble. I still I said good morning. Yes, you're right. I still right. You're right, I still. Well, thank you for staying up to join us, I still. Much appreciated. Megawatt. I hope you know, say, new lot safe when you there on, brother. Brownsville safe, when you there on, So, I hope in the area. Kenneth. Pato 779, blessings. Hey, we are said Naki in the chat to people. Loud and clear. Marvadice. Good night. Hey, Mr. Vumvavi. No, we're not gonna drive on signal. Not around here, Mr. Jeffrey Tavares. Not tonight. Hey, people, watch here. Doc is here, Doc is on standby because what happened is that the producer, me attack, and the producer said, watch here. The people there might be an avalanche of questions concerning everything that's going on in content-rich Jamaica. So them say, what we do is, rather than kind of mix up the thing, make we just see it go. But Doc is here, so if we get a lot of questions regarding health and herbs, then the Doc is just right on, just a step away. He'll be right here. But the Doc too, Doc, big up yourself here, sir. ICM TV. Yes. Some people, content rich Jamaica. Enough things are going on. Can't believe it. We don't know even where to start. Well, like we start with this morning, I was watching the post-cabinet briefing. Yes, Eddie, you have to tune in Saturday night. I'm going to find a special song for you, Special song for you. So you have to tune in this Saturday. All right. Don James, big up yourself. Medea. So I was watching the yeah, Mega, you're right, man. The gift that keeps giving our government. I was watching the post cabinet briefing, and the minister, somebody remind me her name. Vumbava give to me earlier. I think I write it down. No, I write it down. But anyway, that lady there. To be honest, I thought that when they said they were replacing Minister Morgan, I thought nobody couldn't be worse than him, and that this would be a refreshing change, a welcoming change, a change that would be for the better. That was my hope. Never come true, because this lady, nobody remember her name. Jeffrey Tavares, where there? You know what the lady name. She is the lady who, how you call her, Miss Dora? She's the lady who came out last week and said that, I think it was last week, this week, the days just seem to just run together for me. But recently, she said that the Prime Minister was very happy with the decision of the court to only give him 3 of the 28 things in way marks for. Jeffrey, I talk about the lady, man. She had the lady who do she was Minister of Information, and now she's Minister of Education. Where? Oh, Dana. Everybody call her Dora the Explorer. Yeah, Dana Dixon. Okay, all right. I think she have a hyphenated last name, right? Yeah? Dana Morris Dixon. Okay, all right. No, this minister, I thought getting rid of Minister Morgan would be a good thing, and that anybody who replaced him, it would be a change for the better. But as I listen to this lady, I am I'm of the opinion now that very poor choice. Very poor choice. As a minister responsible for information, and I think she has that portfolio still right now, but at least she's had it since Minister Morgan left. And when you're in that position, you expect that the person would be apprised of all the facts. And I'm just telling you because I've seen press secretaries, how they work. I mean, it's a tough job because they have to be up. They get little to no sleep. They have to go to all of the parties. They have to meet with all of these people, get information, and then they have to be prepared to come to the microphone and say it in a concise. They have to follow the ABC rule, accuracy, brevity, and clarity. They have to follow that rule. And they do it quite well, most of them. But this lady here, Minister Dana Morris Dixon, what a disaster. This lady came out and said the Prime Minister, as I said earlier, just a few minutes ago, she said the Prime Minister is very happy with the decision made by the court. How the hell can you be happy when 25 of the 28 things you ask for, you don't get them? And then you turn around and you say, Judge, in chambers, you said, Judge, I want to appeal because I think I should get more than the 3. And the judge said, hell no. In fact, let me find it here. Hold on a second, people. Like this. Let me see if I like this. No, this is the one where we are talking about today. Hold on. Not that a 2. Kevin, the man. Let me see it here. Hold on, the Prime Minister that 2023. Hold on 1 second, the people. I just want to show you something. The judge's opinion. I forgot. Hold on. PM. Kevin, where you there? Hold on. The Prime Minister won a statement. And give me a second, the people. I try to find the judge's opinion so I can just, because I don't think most of you have actually read it. And so it would be nice for you to actually look and see exactly what the judge said about this nonsense that the Prime Minister is trying to keep up. All I'm seeing right here, I'm seeing a whole bunch of things from the Prime Minister talking about the Integrity Commission, but nothing really. Hold on a second. Here it is. All right. Like this. Yeah. Now pull it up and show you something. All right. Let me big it up, yeah. I can't see that, right? This art. You see all of this? Remember we talked about this last week, Certiorari is where a superior court look upon an inferior body. It could be another court, or it could be an administrative agency or whatever. That's when them say cert. You grant cert is reviewed by a higher body. And then mandamus is where you say you're asking the judge to order a government agency to do what it is required to do. But the judge fling out the whole of them. Just look on the last sentence right there, sir. This last one right above 3. All of them. She said is refused. All of them refuse. Right? And then she tell them be back in court January 7th. But then look at this. Look at number 5. Leave to appeal requested by the applicants is refused. Who are the applicants? See them here? Holy page, See the applicant, them here. All right, see the applicant, them here, See it? See the applicant, them there. First applicant, Andrew Holness. Second applicant, Imperium Investment Holdings, a company that is central in a lot of things involving the Prime Minister. Positive Media Solutions, a company that he formed. Positive Jamaica Foundation, his organization that he said he refers to loosely as a foundation. Those are the applicants. And so and remember what you see right there, you see 3 organizations and 1 individual. And so the Prime Minister, on behalf of the other applicants, said, look, Judge, you throw 25 other things in where we want out of the 28, and now you only give me 3. So we need to appeal. And the judge said, hell no. No appeal. No, as we heard last week, he can appeal, but now it's a more involved process. So we don't know how that's going to work out. We don't know how that's going to work out. But safe to say that based on what I've seen, the 3 things remaining, I don't think the appeal court will entertain any conversation with him about granting him what he's asking. I don't think those things will be granted, at least not statutorily, not based on what is written in the law. So then anyway, this lady Minister Dana Morris Dixon, she came out and said, happy. People tell me, would you be happy? Would you really be happy? You ask a judge to grant you 28 things. And by the way, the Prime Minister, when him reach there or his attorneys, when them reach there, the 28 things, them say to the judge, oh, Judge, some of them we don't want them. You can't just dismiss them one day. We don't want them. Like we don't want you declare the statute unconstitutional. The one we talk about illicit enrichment. Them themselves just said, no, we don't want you to cancel them. So 25 out of the 28, he did not get. He got only 3. And then when he get the 3, he turned around and said, Judge, I want to appeal. And the judge said, no, I'm asking my family member. I'm asking a question now. Who really thinks that the man happy? Because my understanding is this, that generally speaking, it is an unhappy applicant who asks for an appeal. It's an applicant who did not get what he or she wanted. And they're not happy. So this lady come out and say, yeah, them happy. The Prime Minister happy. We don't know if she that drink or the Prime Minister that drink or the two of them that drink. I don't know where how she came by that statement. But anyway, today she had a post cabinet briefing, and she came out and she said a number of things. One of them that struck me as being patently disingenuous, not false, but just up and upward way. I tell you the full story. She came out and she said, unemployment rate is 3.6%, the lowest. She said when it was 4.2 or whatever, she said, I was thinking this can't go any lower. And then now unemployment is 3.6%. And our economy is booming. And the Prime Minister is doing a great job leading the country. .6 unemployment rate. Economy booming. Prime Minister doing a great job. We don't know some of them things that can't be true. I don't know that. But time won't permit me because me still I go through do the research. But here's what happened, people. Them say 3.6 unemployment. Let me just tell you one fact. One fact that in this report of them says 3.6. Let me tell you one fact where you're not gonna be surprised. The salary is the lowest. Sitting here watching. Yeah, big up yourself. You're right. Daphne McLeod. Daphne McDonald. Big up yourself. Let me give you one fact. Them do it in quarters. Right? So I think it's January to March, April to June, July to September, October to December, right? 4 quarters. Them used to measure it, unemployment, all of that. Them used to measure it at the end, the last week of every quarter. Them used to measure it at the last week of every. No, they're measuring it at the beginning, the first week of every quarter. That's how they're measuring it. And there's a lot to unpack because I have the documentation. But here's something I'm going to tell you. That most of you don't know, but you're going to know tonight. How many hours per quarter, every 3 months, you have to work in order for you to be considered employed? There's a number. Just answer me that, people. How many hours you have to work to be considered employed in Jamaica? Every 3 months. Paul, big up yourself. John Gotti, stay so. Megawatts say 1 day you have to work. Hey, that's not bad. 5 stars, 596, loud and clear. Yeah. I'm going to talk to me, people. 120. What's that? Let me ask the question again. How many hours do you have to work per quarter, every 3 months in Jamaica to be considered employed? All right. Claudia said 24. Leprechaun said 1. Fruit the Pan said 24 hours. John Gotti 40. Andrew Pine, welcome. All right. The answers them not coming fast enough. Let me just stop and tell you now. In order for you to be considered employed every 3 months in Jamaica, all you have to work, Leprechaun, big up yourself, 1 hour. Uriel, big up yourself, 1 hour. So if you get a little job for push a little thing or do something, 1 hour. I mean, 1 hour in the 3-month period. Them said, no, you're employed. 1 hour. So you can see why them gone to 3.6. And there are some other things where we are going to tell you, we are going to pull the rug from underneath them. Come this Saturday, them can't tell you nothing more now about unemployment, because guess what? There's an international standard that they just started using, and guess what though? It make it more expansive. So people before who you would never consider to be working, they're now considered working. They're now considered working. So anyway, that's one of the things she come out and say. She come out and say unemployment rate is 3.6%. And then she come out and she said that the prime minister is not the prime minister is not a director, is not a owner. The prime minister have nothing to do with the company. The latest thing that come out, was it yesterday? I'll put it up on the screen. Hold on there. I will be gone now. Like this, yeah. All right. Okay, like this. Now, before I big it up, this is the report from the Integrity Commission that was tabled, I think, yesterday concerning the property at, I'll give you the address. Where is it? Oh, 2 Weycliffe Close in Beverly Hills, right? And the essence of the report is that permits were issued to build 2 buildings, and each building was going to have 2 townhomes, right? So you have 4 townhomes, and each townhome would have 2 bedrooms. You follow me now? So we are talking about 4 apartments, right? And each apartment would have 2 bedrooms. That was what the permit, that was what was submitted, and that was what was expected. Then somebody complained, and then Integrity Commission got involved. And when they went and they looked, they found that they have 2 structures with 2 apartments or 2 townhomes in each structure. But instead of 2 bedrooms, it's 4 per townhome. I hope you follow me with that. I hope you follow me. Tell me if you not follow me, because we don't want to lose nobody. We move in unison. Tell me if you not understand. The permit says you're going to build 2 structures, and each structure will have 2 townhomes, and each townhome will have 2 bedrooms. All right, everybody follow me, right? And instead, when them went and them look, no, them said that, yeah, you have 2 structure. You have 2 structure, but instead of 2 bedrooms per townhomes, it's now 4. And what them find out is that there's no permit, there's no variance, as we say in America. There's no updated permit to show that, or amended permit to show that they got permission to build 2 extra bedrooms per apartment. So not 2 bedroom per apartment, but 4 bed. Yeah, it was supposed to be 2 bedrooms per apartment, right? But now it's 4 bedrooms per apartment. And yesterday, people get all worked up and things, and the prime minister get worked up. By the way, how many of you know that the prime minister now is getting ready to sue TVJ because him say, let me see it here. I'm saying out something. I think I told him send it out. Hold on there. All right, I'm sending it. Oops, sorry. I'm sending it out. I read it to you. It's come from him lawyer, and it went out today, December 11th. And them said the prime minister is saying that TVJ defamed him and tell lie upon him. And it says the law firm is, well, we're not giving them no promo. It just said, we act on behalf of the most honorable Dr. Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica. Our instructions are that on December 10th, 2024, TVJ recklessly and maliciously published and broadcast or caused to be published and broadcast on social media, in particular through its online news center page, the following statements, which contain words that are defamatory of our client. Quote, this is what I'm saying, TVJ said. The Integrity Commission has found, this is where they must sue and say TVJ tell lie upon the Prime Minister. So this is what TVJ allegedly said. It says, the Integrity Commission has found that a property owned by Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness was being built contrary to the planning approval and building permit issued by the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation. End of quote. It says, also says, TVJ also published a photo displaying our client's image and likeness with the following headline, which is false and defamatory of our client. And the headline is, building breaches found at property owned by PM Holness. The defamatory statements were also the focus of the lead story on TVJ's primetime news. These words, in their natural and ordinary meaning and by way of innuendo, meant and were understood to mean that, and I don't see the rest side. Not the rest side. But the Prime Minister, he might get bent out of shape now. So him start saying, they might tell lie upon me or whatever. No, people, I've read this report. The report is upon the screen. I'll big it up so you can see it. And I can tell you that I have problems, as most of you know, I have problems with the Integrity Commission. I have problems with the Integrity Commission Act, the law, and I have problems with the institution. They're not perfect, and they're trying their level best, but they're making mistakes. And the mistakes they're making, they're so simple that they should not be making these mistakes. And that's why the Prime Minister can't jump up and down and carry on. It's all distraction, but might do it anyway. And feel aggrieved about it. But here's the thing. With this case, it's not about the Prime Minister, people. When you read the thing, it's not about the Prime Minister. It could be about the Prime Minister, but it's not about the Prime Minister. And here's why it could be about the Prime Minister. And let me show you why. All right, here we go. No. At one point, the Prime Minister was a shareholder in this company, Estate Bridge. He was. This company was formed during COVID period, just like the other two. I think it was 3 companies he formed during the COVID period. But look at the directors. You see this lady here, Sajia Anderson? I don't know if all of you know who this person is. This person is the Prime Minister's sister. She lives overseas. Norman Brown is the Prime Minister's partner in Estate Bridge and is also a government employee working in the Prime Minister's within the Prime Minister's portfolio. Office of the Prime Minister is there. He's in charge of 2 development agencies, 2 of the biggest ones in Jamaica, right? Them the stuff for the government, right? Adam Holness is the Prime Minister's son. So he have 3 directors. And you see, when I'm gone, 2020, and Adam Holness came on 2021, right? Now here are the shareholders. Sijia, Prime Minister's sister, she have 2,000 shares. Norman Brown, the Prime Minister's partner, he have 1,000 shares. Imperium Investments Holding Limited. Who you think that is, people? Prime Minister. Him alone own Imperium. Him alone they not Imperium. Now look at what it says. Initially they had 5,000 shares when they started this company, right? 5,001. Imperium, which is a Prime Minister's company, had 1,000. On the 28th of January 21, he forfeited those. He forfeited some of them. No. Sorry, he owned 5,000 shares when they incorporated. So he was by far the biggest shareholder. Because CG had 2,000, Norman Brown had 1,000. Prime Minister had 5,001 through this company, Imperium Investments. If you look behind this company, you know who you're going to say? The Prime Minister. So he had 5,001. So he was the biggest shareholder, right? So he get 1,000 of that. January 28, 2021. Him give them to who? Him give them to this gentleman here, Adam Holness. Look at the date when Adam Holness became a director, the 29th of March. Look at when the shares were given out, the 28th of January. Before that, right? Then the remaining 4,000 shares were surrendered on October 2022. Right? Look at when Adam Holness got his shares. The 1,000 shares that you see right here that the Prime Minister gave away on the 28th of January, he gave them to his son because look, 1,000 ordinary shares were acquired on the 28th of January 2021 by Adam Holness. And that the only person who forfeited shares on the 28th of January was Imperium, which is the Prime Minister. So him give him son the shares, and him son, so the dates correspond, the 28th of January, 28th of January. And then him give them, and then look at this again. Him give him another 1,000 shares. Adam Holness got it on the 29th of March, 2021. And look when him become a director, the 29th of March, 2021. So everything line up. Everything line up. Now here is the thing now. When did the Estate Bridge get its permit to build, and when did they start building? When did they get their permit and when did they start building? When Estate Bridge, the company in question that we are talking about, right? This company here, when it got the permit to build, the Prime Minister was still a shareholder. So when them tell us, oh, I'm not a shareholder. Yeah, he's right. He's not a shareholder now. But when the act of getting the permit took place, he was a shareholder. When they started building, he was a shareholder. What we need to find out is when they put on the 4 rooms. Because I'm not sure if he was a shareholder still at the time, but if he was a shareholder, here's a problem now. It's like if he was a shareholder when they put on the 4 rooms per apartment, per townhome, the townhouse, it would be the similitude of that would be like somebody rob a bank and you go home and then you give the money to your wife, and you say, "Me no want no money." You give the money to your wife, you give the money to a friend. And so when the police them wanna hang up on you, you said, "No, me give the money to somebody else. Me not have it." It no matter the crime don't commit. It no matter if you have the money now or not. The crime don't commit already. So when the Prime Minister come out and say, "I'm not an owner, I have no connection," blah, 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 he's right. No, he doesn't have. But he should not give the impression that when the permits were acquired and when the building started, he had nothing. That's where he must come out and say. And we have some journalists in Jamaica. I don't know if a bulla cake, them are people that eat and bag juice, or them not have the energy, or them not think, or them afraid. Them not ask them question, yeah. Them not ask him and say, well, even today at the press conference, I was expecting somebody to say, well, you know, the Prime Minister, at the time that the permits were acquired, and at the time that they broke ground on the building, the construction of the building started, the Prime Minister held shares. See when him shares there, I know. See when him shares there, him completely got Lego the shares them the 20th of October 2022. So make we look and see when the building start. That's what we need to do, right? Let me go down here and see. This is them talk about how ADMAT, the company we have in way that he had in St. Lucia, that ADMAT buy up a whole heap of property, and then after the tax people in St. Lucia say, hey, you know what? No, you can't have no holding company here, so you have to have a brick and mortar thing where you provide services, or you have a product, and you have to employ our people, and you have to pay your taxes. And that was shortly after that, the Prime Minister left. The Prime Minister claims, I know that's why him left. Him say him left because all the way a ball out, and I say the optics look good for say a Prime Minister have money in a holding company in a foreign country. That's why I'm saying do it. The optics never look good. Want to make up on the mind when the thing happen, right? I'm gonna show now. Sita, look, start right as so. Dr. Holness is connected to the development of 2 Weycliffe Close by virtue of ADMAT Incorporated, of which Dr. Holness and his sons were shareholders and directors, having initially owned the land that was developed, and his roles as sole director, shareholder, and beneficial owner of Imperium. What I must say right so is that ADMAT, ADMAT, it was a Prime Minister and him 2 sons. And then them own the land now, up a Weycliffe Close. ADMAT buy the land. ADMAT in a St. Lucia buy the land in a Jamaica, right? And then when them collapse the company there, when him say I come back to Jamaica, him form the company called Imperium, the Prime Minister. And who did in the Imperium? The Prime Minister alone. See right so he was a sole director, shareholder, and beneficial owner. He never shared that with him son them at all, or nobody. Him said, no, me I will have one for me, right? Now it said Imperium now, see that beneficial owner of Imperium. They might talk about Imperium now. And them say Imperium had shares in Estate Bridge, which is the company where start build the building upper Beverly Hills. At the time that the planning and or building permit was issued to them. And when them get the permit? July 12, 2021. When the Prime Minister get rid of them shares, see it right there so. 20th of October 2022. So when the building permit was acquired, the Prime Minister had shares in it. When they start the building, the Prime Minister was there. And so they could have gone after him for that. They could have gone after him and said, well then, yeah, him knows something about it, but they didn't. They didn't go after the Prime Minister. And I'll show you somebody else who them never go after. I'll show you something. And say this is way it says a person shall not carry out building work unless you have a permit. So you can submit a permit to build 1 room. The permit is approved, and then you go and you build 2 rooms. Even though the footprint no increase, meaning that you don't make the building any bigger, but you tell them, say, it's one room you put there, because there's something called density. I think it's a density plan. And we'll get to that too. Where them say, for a certain amount of square footage or whatever, you're supposed to have X amount of rooms, bedrooms, right? So you can't do that without you get the permit. So I'm going to show you something now. Another thing where them never do, where the Integrity Commission never do, them say, well, if you apply for a building permit, you have to show proof of ownership. I never seen at the switch part them show anything as to who owned the property at the time. Didn't see it. Maybe me miss it. It's possible, but me never see it. So you need 2 permits. I mean, I learn while I read this thing, because them say if you have more than 10 units, then you have to get a NEPA approval. Under 10, you don't need NEPA. So they never need NEPA. But then them interview a whole bunch of people, See the brother here who apply for the permit. Somebody named Damar King. We don't know him. And me not think them interview that the man there. But them should have really talk to that the man there. See it right so. As it relates to a development located at 2 Weycliffe Close. The application for building and planning permission was submitted to the KSAMC on May 7, 2021. Remember now, Remember now, May 7, 2021. Remember when the Prime Minister get rid of him shares? In October 2022. So, this gentleman I know, Damar King, we don't know who him is. He must some phantom. We don't know that the brother there. And see when them get the permit, yeah? See? On July 12, 20, well, when them say him do it up here, so May 7, 2021, him submitted. May 7, 2021, him submitted to KSAMC to get the permit. Now, me know some building people, me know some construction people at Jamaica, and them not get them permit this fast. May 7th, them asked the permit, and the permit granted July 12th. Now, if anybody contractor and everything, I want to not tell me if this is normal, that you submit it May 7th and July, boom, stamp and approve and everything good. Because them do it on July 12th. And look on what them see there now. See what them get the permit at final. Look on the sentence beginning, the approvals. It said they approve let me pull it. All right. See it right as well. The approvals were for the erection of 4 semi-detached units in 2 two-story buildings with basement level. And look what it said. The permit issued by the KSAMC indicate that the floor area of a typical unit will consist of 2 bedrooms. 2 bedrooms. Right? So, and it says here so that if you breach, the approval null and void. So, July 12th now, 2024, the director of investigation, him with him fast self, get up and say, you know what? I'm going to do my work, I'm going to go over there, go look and see what I go on over there. And him go over there. And him go over there, him say something completely the opposite. See what you see, I know. He said there were significant deviations in the construction of the townhouses when juxtaposed, when compared to, when put next to the building plan approved by the KSAMC. And see, he might tell you how wall go up, and then that try lick down the wall, you can look like they must see you come, then start lick down wall. And see, I'm not sure so much part him talk about the bedrooms them. Okay, see that. Look at number 2. See, say 2 additional concrete partition walls were constructed, resulting in the conversion of a powder room to a bathroom and what? An additional bedroom in the area labeled as dining, living room, and terrace. Then put another bedroom there. And look again. Number 3, an additional concrete partition wall in the area labeled as balcony on the first floor plan. Then put up wall. This resulted in a reduction of the approved balcony square foot and the construction of what? Another bedroom and an ensuite bathroom. And that Mr. Stevenson, go over there, go find. Right? So that is what them go find. So look on 5 point. All right, look at 5. It says in total 2 ensuite bathrooms were added while a powder room was removed. Now look at 5.2.13. It said consequently, each townhouse consisted of 4 bedroom units instead of 2 bedroom townhouses as was approved. That is the problem. That is the problem. And then after Mr. Kevin Stevens, after them go there, I think them go back down, them go back, them say the man them start move walls and start do all kind of foolishness. But me I go see picture here, you know. So you can't see them a try move the wall, you know, but you can't see them already that build that for a bedroom. See it there? See it there? Some more picture there. Wall is not supposed to be there. Right? And there it is right there. Them talk to Xavier Chevan, Chief Engineering Officer, in July of this year. And what him say? Chevan say, Mr. Chevan, him said, no application for amendment was made for this application located. So he must said, it's supposed to be 2, not 4. We not get nothing, no amended request. Nothing. And look and them get another warrant and go back there and see where they say, go back at the place. They say it was observed that the partition walls that were being demolished during the first inspection appeared to have been completely demolished. Things are going on, man. So here's Mr. Norman Brown now, our good friend, Norman Brown. Them ask him, you know, December 2023. Year ago, little over a few days over a year ago, them ask him. And you hear him say? Them ask him about this, you know, this project. And they ask him not concerning this investigation. They ask him, the question was asked when they were talking about the Prime Minister, that investigation, with the bank book and all of them things there. Right? They might ask him last year about that investigation, and them come upon this piece of property and then just start talking to him about it. And here's what he said. Them say, Mr. Brown, tell you what go on with the piece of property over Weycliffe now. What go on? And him say, oh, the project consists of 4 bedroom townhouses. It's last year, you know. You hear him say? 4 bedroom townhouses. 4 over yourself. Over there. Yes, sir. 4 bedroom houses. Right? So each townhouse must have 4 bedroom. The permit say you're not supposed to have 2 each. Him say a 4. And him say, look how him say. Him say, and it is located at Weycliffe Close, Beverly Hills. I am unsure of the exact date it started. It may have been sometime in 2020. Now, in 2020, the Prime Minister still had shares in Imperium. Imperium was a shareholder in this property, in Estate Bridge. We had developed the property. So the Prime Minister was still there, according to what him partner say in 2020 when it started. He was still there, right? And then him go on, got talk. But the important thing is him say 4 bedrooms, right? No. Here what no. Here what no. I know no integrity commissioner work. No, them do little work, you know. Because what them do? Them go and them get something called Judges Rules Administrative Directives. What it means is that it's almost like in a court. But you're not in a court. It's more than just a regular interview, right? It's like in a court. So then grab him up now. This look on the date, you know. October 31st, 2024. Remember, when I'm talking the first time, it was December 4, 2023. So almost a year later, 10 months later or so, them drag him in and say, I want to talk to you now. Right? Now hear what my man say. When them ask him now, them start drip him up now. This year, a few months ago, them start drip him up 2024 October. Them start drip him up and ask him about Weycliffe Close. And hear what I'm saying now? I was not involved in terms of the application. That may very well be true. I became aware of the scope of the thing when I became an investor in the project. So he must have never known nothing about this until he put up his money. That don't make no sense. You don't know about it before you put up your money. Right? You know about it before you become an investor. But anyway, I could give him the benefit of the doubt, say he's a complete jackass, and he might put up money and he don't know nothing about the project. Because that is what I'm saying. I'm saying I was not involved in the application, and I became aware of the thing when I became an investor in the project. And here what I'm saying after, as far as I know, the scope of the project is 4 townhouses consisting of 4 habitable rooms, which would include 2 bedrooms in each unit. When I'm saying 10 months before, 4 bedroom in 4 townhouses. Because you know why? This wasn't about, they weren't investigating that project, that development. They were investigating the relationship between him and the prime minister and the companies and the bank books. But this year, them sharp them focus and say, no, we are coming on to talk about this development. And all of a sudden, I'm changing tune. Now a 2 bedrooms, right? Which part is there? Look on this, I wanna, right? Them ask him during the interview, it said, them a back him up now, you know. Them said to him, say, when him start talk about 2, them give him a document. 10 months before and say, you remember the document, a statement? And him say, yeah, man, remember it, and my signature upon it. And him say, can you read the first 2 lines of paragraph 4? And him say, the project, just like what I just showed you, him say the project consists of 4 bedroom townhouses, and it is located at 2 Weycliffe Close. Then them said, during the interview, this is what the integrity commissioner said to him now, after I'm giving them the answer. Them said, during the interview, you said that the project consisted of 2 bedroom units. However, your statement says that the project is 4 bedroom units. And officers of the Integrity Commission observed that 4 bedroom units were constructed. Which of the 2 statements is true? You lie no, or you lie then? But either way, you tell a lie. It's either 4 bedroom or 4 2 bedroom. But it can't be, you can't have the two statements, them cannot be the same. So you lie now or you lie before. And hear him answer. First of all, I said in this interview, 4 habitable rooms, including 2 bedrooms. I gave this statement dated the 4th of December, 2023, as a witness without the guidance of counsel. This statement should have read 4 habitable rooms, not 4 bedrooms. Mr. Brown, welcome to my world. Mr. Brown can answer a question. And then him start tell them all kind of foolishness. Right? And then look when put on the statement. Look on the statement then put. Him said, this statement signed by me is true to the best of my knowledge and belief, and I make it knowing that if it is tendered in evidence, I shall be liable to prosecution if I have willfully stated in it anything which I know to be false or do not believe to be true. Then for lock him up. Because them same people in Integrity Commission later on said, we don't believe him. You see it, and yet they not see them make no move to lock up this man here. Now them talk to the Prime Minister's sister. She live overseas. And them try gear attack October 24th. And see what she do? She make her lawyer talk to them and say that they will take instructions and revert on her behalf a week later. And up to now, the Integrity Commissioner hear nothing from she or her lawyer. Nothing. All right? But they have a statement from her. Because the statement to them from her was January of this year. And why? Because that was when they were looking into Dr. Holness's statutory declaration. I should say declarations, plural. Right? So them ask her now about, I remember now, say I think she did it on a bank book with him. So them ask her some question, right? Here she said, them say, give us a brief description of your association with the most honorable Prime Minister Andrew Holness. And she said, Andrew Holness is my sibling, is my brother, as sis would have said. Right? She didn't give no title. She just said, Andrew Holness is my sibling. And then she said she's a shareholder. And then this CM come on and name Norman Brown. She said, Norman Brown, I manage the thing, you know. I manage the project while up there, right? See, right, that's all. Operations are generally managed by Norman Brown. He retains primary control over the accounting records. The other records are maintained by the company secretary. By the way, the company secretary is a gentleman by the name of Williams, who won his seat, I think, in the Raleigh-Town, I think, division. And he got into Parliament in 2020. And it was the same year, about the same time, the Prime Minister put him on this thing. Right? So she fling Norman Brown on the bus. Now look how they made go. Look on the deal now. Look on the deal now. Then she said, in a 8, right? Starting from right there, so where said there is no. Let me big you up here. Hold on there. See that where she said, I can see right there, so where it said there is no written shareholder agreement. Let me put it up at the top so I can see. All right. The first sentence up at the top. There is no written shareholder agreement. However, based on the understanding, the shareholders are each entitled to one of the 4 units in the development upon completion. So, remember now, them have what? 3 shareholders, right? Because the Prime Minister give a theme thing to his son. And then you have Norman Brown. And then you have this young lady here, the Prime Minister's sister. She said it was also agreed that the unassigned unit, because remember now, there are 4 townhomes, you know. So 3 of them, each one of them will get one. And she said it was also agreed that the unassigned unit will be sold on the open market and the proceeds distributed among the shareholders according to their contribution, right? Now look at this. Please provide details when the project commenced. She said it started in July 20. The planning commenced in July 2020, and the construction started in July 2021. In July 2021, the Prime Minister was still a shareholder in Estate Bridge through Imperium. He was still there. So when him tell us, say, I'm not a shareholder, yeah, him right now, but he must come tell us that he was never a shareholder, or he must come and tell us that he was not a shareholder when them get the permit and when them start the construction. That's what he must come say. Now, look here now. This is which part I call shame upon the Integrity Commission, you know. I have 3 directors. This lady here. What's your name? Sajida? Yes, Sajida Anderson, right? I have Sajida Anderson. I have Adam Holness. And I have Norman Brown. Them interview Norman Brown. Them interview Sajida. Them even try to get her a foreign for talk to her. Adam Holness dead at Jamaican, at the Prime Minister's son. And them no interview him. No, you see, if me around this investigation, everybody that's suspect. And you don't know what them are going to tell you. You don't know. When the man sitting in front of you, it could be similar to waterboarding. Him just feel like, boy, him can't deal with the pressure, I'm have to tell you. And the man, them look what them say. Them never interview him. See, the DI, therefore, Director of Investigation, therefore did not deem it necessary to speak to the third director, Mr. Adam Holness. Come on, man. Come on. Do better than that, man. Jamaican people are paying enough to investigate, man. How you can have 3 directors and you have a suspect property and you interview 2 of them and you say, oh, because the other 2 tell me about what go on, we never find it necessary to interview the third person. Unless there is something else that is not in this report. But if it's just what am I telling me in this report, shame on you. You interview, this is basic investigation, you know. This is investigation 101. You investigate everybody. By the way, Joycelyn, the son is of majority right now. He's an adult. No, he's an adult. Mr. Picture, him look like big man. So, but you see what happened now, you know? What happened now, Joycelyn? I could say he was a minor. Let's just for the sake of conversation. No, what they should put right here is that because Mr. Adam Holness is a minor, and because of certain laws and certain procedures and certain provisions and certain edicts and certain fiat, we're not going to interview him. That would be fine. But another reason them gay, hear them say, though Mr. Donovan Williams, that are the gentleman who win him seat in 2020, right? The brother of the former mayor of, not mayor, I mean, yeah, mayor, right? Them said, though Mr. Donovan Williams, Estate Bridges Company Secretary, stated in his evidence that the day-to-day operations of Estate Bridge were pretty much shared among the directors. In line with Mr. Brown's evidence, Ms. Anderson stated that business operations are generally managed by Director Norman Brown. The Director of Investigation, therefore, did not deem it necessary to speak to the third director, Mr. Adam Holness. How you know Mr. Adam Holness I go say? How you know where am I going to say? Come on, man. And look at what you know now? Them are going to interview Donovan Williams, you know, the secretary. Them interview him. Them interview Mr. Donovan Williams. Them interview Sajida. Them interview Norman. And them left out Adam. No, sir. And them say, conversely, we deem it necessary to go talk to the building contractor. And them go talk to the building contractor, and them end up as the building contractor tell lie. That's what them end up as say. You know. I mean, I will show you which part. Because him look like him not too boast upon the brains part. You know, them not think. Oh, him name KNN Designs, right? And that are the company where them would have the contract with. And see contractor, yeah, Kennard Nesbitt. Him own KNN. And hear what him say. Hear what him say now? He verbally stated that, verbally people, verbally. And this was July 12th when the Director of Investigation paid them a visit. Him said that this is Mr. Nesbitt now, the owner of KNN. Him said, you know what? Me have a foreman on the job here, you know, and he will do some work for me. But him do some work where we have to correct it. Correct it why? Look on the last part of the sentence where highlighted. Him say, in order to comply with the approved 3-bedroom townhouses. Which 3-bedroom townhouse? I think I was 2 and 4. Where 3 come from? Them get a permit for the build 2 bedrooms per townhouse. Them go build 4. The man who build 4 said, no, we gotta do some work because a 3, it approved for 3. Where the approval there for 3? And if you approve for 3, why you build 4? You can't make this up, people. You cannot make this up. Then guess what I'm going to know? When I'm going to talk to him now, forget a written statement. Him never tell them this. All the way you say highlighted right there, so. Start from 5.2.27. Him say, me not tell, me don't know what I talk about. Them go record a statement. And him say, no. He might talk about how he meets the Jada and no formal agreement, 4 bathroom, and him go, see my dilly-dally right here say no. Him say each unit would consist of 4 habitable rooms, a pool on the split level, 4 bathrooms, a laundry and storage space. As each part of them get cute, I wish to state that a habitable room is any space that can be inhabited by a person, such as a living room, dining room, bedroom. Me that wait for him put bathroom, so people can inhabit a bathroom too. And him go on and say, in the development of the property, there are 4 habitable rooms. So you see, when I don't know though, he might talk about habitable as opposed to a bedroom. So I'm saying there are 4 habitable rooms per unit. But see which part in crash, which part him run off earlier. Him say 4 habitable rooms per unit. 1 is located at the split level. 1 is on the ground level, which is the living and dining area. And what? 2 are on the first floor, which are the 2 bedrooms. So, sir, if you are built 2 bedrooms, how you end up here to talk about 3 bedrooms? And why you build 4 bedrooms? See, them people have to go to prison, Them have to go to prison. Look what I'm saying now. We broke ground for the development in the 3rd week of July in 2021. Let me write that down. So you can't broke ground. Which page this? It's 37. All right. You cannot broke ground until you get what? Permit. You could go back and say, when the Prime Minister get rid of him shares. You could go back and look on that. Because who know them things I know. All right. See, try to say no. The Prime Minister get rid of him shares when? The 20th of October 2022. Look on Imperium people. Imperium Investments holding. That is the Prime Minister. That is the one where him alone a shareholder and head cook and buckle washer. Him that. Right? And Imperium have shares in this company called Estate Bridge. So whenever you see Imperium, just know that the Prime Minister alone we are dealing with. So see me as now. Look, him have 5,001 shares. We'll go back over it now. Him get 1,000, and we suspect that I'm son him give to because guess what? Them say him forfeit them on the 28th of January, and then we see him son get on the same day, him son get 1,000. The same amount where him get rid of, him son get, right? And then it says the remaining 4,001 shares, him surrender them on the 20th of October 2022. When them say them start bill, July 1st, 2021. More than a year before him get rid of the shares. So when him come out and say them things that people don't make him play no word games, you know. Journalists in Jamaica, if you not listen to me, if you never read the report, you need to ask him, say, Mr. Prime Minister, when the permits were issued, did you have a financial interest? Did you have a business interest in Estate Bridge? Yes or no? Second question. When the construction started, sir, did you have a financial or a business interest in Estate Bridge and the development? In my answer, yeah. But then them not asking them question there. And the Integrity Commission now do them work fully. Them are do it, but them not do it fully. That's what I'm saying. Them need experience. They need somebody with experience to come down and show them how to deal with certain things. All right. What they know? 37, right? All right. Now look what my man said now. This is the contractor, you know. Him say at no point during construction was there a deviation from the approved building plan. No, what kind of man is this man? This man can't be a church man. Him cannot be a man of faith. Him just don't tell you, say, the man who him hire mess up some things and him have to change it, and then them change it now for deal with a 3-bedroom thing. Where 3-bedroom come from? And then him build a 4-bedroom. And then him say there was no deviation from the approved plan. The approved plan was for 2 bedrooms, sir. And then him said there was no breach of the construction. Then look on the last sentence. Him still a play cute. The construction maintained the approved 4 habitable rooms approved by the KSAMC. That's the man around, man. See, him continue, you know. I can say that at no point was the construction in breach. I can strongly and blatantly deny that at no point was an explanation given to Office of the Security Integrity, Office of the Integrity Commission that there was a construction of 4 bedrooms and the walls were being removed to conform to an approved plan of 3 bedrooms. And that him say earlier 3 bedrooms. When you forget him said 3 bedrooms, I know him said, no, me never tell him that. And seems I also did not give an explanation that the walls were being removed to comply with the approved plan of 3 bedrooms. So somebody a lie. Somebody a lie. If you believe him at face value, if you say no, you know what? That man is a church going man. He's a man of integrity. This man would never do something like that. Then the Integrity Commission a lie. The Integrity Commission a lie. And Mary White, you're right. The IC tried to be too damn diplomatic. You're right. And him say, at no point in time throughout the construction was I ever informed that there was a breach of the approved plan by officers. See, all right. See him come down here now. Remember him talk. Remember him all along him say 4 habitable. He might use the word habitable. 4 habitable. I'm saying habitable can mean living room and dining room. I must say kitchen. No, I don't think he may put it. But they must say where people can sleep, right? Now look, see him come down here so now. And look what him say now. The development was approved for 4 townhouse units consisting of 2 bedrooms. 2 bedrooms. See him come, him go all around the world and come back. Then look what him say now. Look what him say now. Look on the second sentence. There was no agreement between me and the clients to construct units consisting of 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms at no point. Hear that? So the question then is, oh, you end up with 4 bedrooms then per unit. You had no agreement to build 4 bedrooms per unit. You had an agreement to build 2 per unit. The Integrity Commission say, you tell them, say, yeah, make some adjustments. So 3. And then we say 4. But then you say, no, at 2 them tell me for build. So how you end up with 4, brother? How? And them never have no approval for amend the thing. Them never have no approval. Let me see what else. This is the law. So you have to get the thing. You have to get the permit. And then it says something, yeah. Oh, KSAMC go there and them say, oh, everything fine, no problem, everything fine. Them lie. Them go there and say everything fine, no breach. And Kevin go there and say 4 bedroom, big breach. So you see them haul and pull them up. Because them interview all of them brother and all of them money. All of them inspector get interviewed. All of them get interviewed. See, all of them say, hear him say, and this is one here, Rushing, Hamilton, Him say, on all my visits to the development, I observed that the construction was in structural conformity with what was approved on the building plan. At no point did I observe any deviation or irregularity in what was being constructed on the site. Apparently, he never got inside. In turn up outside. He never go inside. He never go inside. And him say, I recall doing a roofing inspection. And the fact that another inspection was not requested, it is safe to say this was a final inspection. So you see where my geography himself do, I say, well, me never see no deviation, but I roof me the depend. You cannot make this up. A scriptwriter can't put this in a movie. This can't make up. So here's where see the conclusion, yeah. Here's what the DI say now, Director of Investigation. Him say the look at 6.2. The terms and conditions of the building permit for the development were breached. And him say it is premised on the fact that at the time of the DI's first inspection, the development consisted of four bedroom townhouses instead of 4 2-bedroom townhouses as approved. And it breached. Now watch I know, hear them say, the DI concludes that the inconsistent representations, a lady a while ago said them two diplomatic, she right. The DI concludes that the inconsistent representations made by Messrs. Brown, and by the way, for all of my people, and Messrs. Just mean Misters. That's all it means. Brown and Nesbeth, right? In respect of the layout and composition of the development, were what? Blatant attempts to mislead the commission. Blatant attempts to mislead. So you can call it inconsistent. I'm sure right. The DI concludes that Messrs. Brown and Nesbeth lied in the attempt to blatantly mislead the commission. See a lot of Wolper writing. They need a writing class. You don't need Wolper this. That's why I keep saying, all of them report away say 60 page, 100 page. Give me that for right. Let me interview them and me write it. And me do it in a half the amount of half the time and half the pages. All of this, you don't need. You're too diplomatic. Just so the man them lie. Because they must say, Uno lied. He must say, him never tell none of that. No, hear them say, this is cute. Them say, Mr. Brown, this is the Prime Minister's brethren, the man who head up HUD and another organization in the office of the Prime Minister, and is also the Prime Minister's business partner. Them say, Mr. Brown indicated in a witness statement, which he signed, in respect of which he made a declaration of truth on December 4th, that the development consisted of 4 bedroom townhouses. Me show you that. And that him said, look at them say, this statement was made at a time when the Director of Investigation was not investigating any breaches of the building permit issued to Estate Bridge by the KSAMC, and under circumstances where Mr. Brown was not a suspect. Why? Because they were looking at the Prime Minister's statutory declaration. And that had very little to do with Mr. Brown. So they must say, when him say it was 4 bedroom, 4 units, 4 bedroom each, he never have no reason for lie. He might have every reason to tell the truth because he was not suspect. But no, when them drape him up now and carry him go now for the judge's rules interview, him say, Mr. Brown later made contrary representations. You use them language when you're there at the UN, or you deal with foreign officials. But when you deal with people you suspect of criminal behavior, our behavior not in adherence to building protocols, building provisions, building rules, you don't use this. You just come right out and say what it is. And them say he made contrary representations after he had been informed that the DI was investigating alleged breaches of the Building Act and the reference permit, and that he was a suspect. Case done. Case closed. See, and Mr. Nesbitt at the contractor now. Hear them say no. Mr. Nesbitt's contemporaneous verbal statement to the DIs on July 12, 2024, that they were departures from the building permit and that efforts were being made to remedy the breaches. That's what him tell them. Them say he later denied making this statement. And then go on and say, reveal the inspection revealed that the development as constructed consisted of 4 4-bedroom townhouses, and they're consistent with Mr. Brown's indication on December 4th as to the number of bedrooms. So people see, mix up and blend the business. And them say he knew about it. Mr. Brown knew he had prior knowledge to December 4th when he gave a statement. He knew about it, man. But remember him come back and say, I don't know about that. No, I just put my money on that when I find out about things. I never, I never thought about nothing. No, nothing. Mr. Brown, oh, what a tangled web we weave when we strive to deceive. Then Mr. Nesbitt, him know. Them say him know where they're going to. Them say it. And them quote him. Him say him design the building plan. No, see which part them a haul and pull up people we get now. The Integrity Commission. Them say KSAMC. Oh, by the way, during this time period, KSAMC was chaired by a member of the Prime Minister's party. And we have some other things to talk about. Some other permits were issued. I never issue and building a go up. Them say them feel for ensure compliance, and basically them say KSAMC is just a colossal mess. Them go there and the things them where them should have see them claims, so them not see them claims everything fine. So here's what them do. They might make recommendations now. The Integrity Commission. So them say KSAMC must implement measures regarding inspection and post-permit monitoring thing, right? And that they also should do an administrative review to make sure that when permits issued that they're complied with. But look on a sentence, last one on my highlight. Serious consideration should be given to ensuring that the relevant processes are what? Corruption proof. Where the language I come from? This is the first time they mention corruption in the whole report. First time. So if they mention it, it means they will think about it. They might think about it. Where this come from? And then put it in a quotation marks though. Well, it's not in full quotation marks. It's supposed to be double. But it came from somewhere. But this is the first time I see corruption in the document. Maybe in the beginning I may never see it, but I see it here so. But you don't mention corruption unless you think corruption. Because it would be enough to just say, oh, you know what, KSAMC, just make sure that protocols are followed. Come up with some other things just to make sure that, when we issue a permit, that the permit is complied with and people don't just go behind and start do all kind of foolishness and just do that. But them say serious, not even consideration, serious consideration should be given to ensuring that the relevant processes are corruption proof. Hey, may I tell you, man? Now you have now. See the part with the Prime Minister, See the part of the Prime Minister. If you don't notice, they want to say the Prime Minister was affiliated with a company and him add some shares and him get rid of the shares and that's that. Them not interview him about this, They could have. If me did that, I would have. Because when the permits were issued, he had an interest in that. When the construction started, he had an interest. So me would want to find out from him what took place. What was your understanding as a shareholder in this concerning the permits and the building? What was it? But them look at the man, them give the man a blight. Jeffrey, you want me to take a call tonight? Let's see it go. but if you notice, them just hop, skip, and jump. So that's why I don't know why the prime minister going like him pants up on fire, and he might come out and he might guani. The man them not talk about him, you know. A KSAMC, Mr. Brown, Mr. Nesbitt, are them the other suspects. Are them talk to. Them not talk to him, and not talk. If you notice, them not talk to him, them not talk to him son, and him sister say, we get back in touch with the nation, not get back in touch, and them just say fine. So here them ask the Prime Minister for do know. Them say, notwithstanding Dr. Holness's connection to the development in question, and there is a connection, people, at least when the permits were issued and the construction started, there was a connection between the Prime Minister and that development. Them say, having regard to the fact that the issues identified in this matter are similar to those identified by the DI in one of his 2023 investigation reports entitled blah, blah, blah. We'll get to that one, yeah. You know what's one this time I talk with the Charlemont? This are the one with the Water Commission, brother. Where them give him permit to build 12 one-bedroom. And my boys build 6 2-bedroom and 6 3-bedroom. And we are going to show you what them do with that. I'm going to show you what them do. So see what them do here now. Them say, them reference that. And hear them say, because they must say, Mr. Prime Minister, there was an investigation concerning this thing, and we put out some recommendation, and we'll give the same recommendation now. And it says right here, see what it say, recommend the introduction of legislation. I beg them, I beg him. I said, Mr. Prime Minister, see if you can introduce some legislation to tighten up the construction industry and how people deal with permits. And them say, I want you impose pecuniary penalties, money penalties on developers who willfully violate building and development permits for financial gain. So you see what them indicate though. So Mr. Nesbitt willfully violated. That them indicate. And them say, more particularly profits, because Mr. Thing, they say must get over 100 million for build the thing, you know. And them say never buy no supplies. This are for labor. I think it's 100 million. So him say that the profit should be forfeited and that them should debar, kick them off of the list, don't make them get no more work, right? And that the title company, the registrar of title should get involved, that titles are not issued for developments which breach permits. And them say, we would normally give this to the DPP, but because the DPP rule in the Water Commission matter, him say, we just going to send this to KSAMC. And that's it for appropriate action. And then put on it as what the DPP say, right? She said, it would be a matter purely within the remit of the KSAMC to decide whether an invitation is to be issued to the JCF to conduct an investigation. These are the other case now, you know. So they might reference that and say the reason why we're not give to the DPP, the reason why we're not sending, we're not trying to expose Mr. Nesbitt, Mr. Brown to criminal sanctions is because in a similar case, we went to the DPP and the DPP said no, send it to KSAMC and make them deal with it or they want to deal with it. And then make the reference here. And that's a Charlemont matter, all right? Now, people, I want to pay close attention to something. You see this last paragraph I want to highlight? I want to take a very close look at it. Take a close look at it and tell me if you don't see it, if you don't see what I see. One minute me ago now. It's at 10:02 now. By 10:03, just read that. For those of you who have sight problem and can't, let me read it. It said the Charlemont matter, which is another case, having to the case where them say, see a permit, I build 12 one-bedroom units, and the man and his wife go build 6 2-bedroom and 6 3-bedroom. Let me make sure so I have that right. Oh, wait there. Never tell some place. In the meantime, don't tell me when I say I go on this one. Don't say what I go on there. The Barnetts, the DPP. Ah, Sean, touch it. Sean, touch it. You up now. Want to see what happened right there, so? That's what I'm telling you. So the Integrity Commission now do what them for do, you know. They now do them for do. Look what the DPP do in the Charlemont matter. It says the Charlemont matter was referred to the DPP. When? After the Integrity Commission consulted with the Director of Corruption Prosecutor. And she said, my prosecutorial remit does not extend to such matters. Well, she said, me nah prosecute. And them say, okay, fine. Then we are going to go to the DPP. Right? Let me see if I find sitting here. Hold on there. Let me see if I find this. You know, I mean, I don't want to waste the time for go find it. But those of you who watch a program on a regular basis, you know that I'm gonna say it already. That when the corruption prosecutor, when the commission say, okay, here's a case, corruption prosecutor, that the Mr. Kevin Stevenson is referring for prosecution. Here it is. Take a look at it, and then before we go to Parliament, right? And if she looks at it and she says, no, I'm not going to prosecute. Guess what the statute says? Guess what the law says? The law says the commission can on its own go to the DPP and ask for a second look. So them can appeal her decision. She work with them, you know, the corruption prosecutor. But if she says them not prosecute, them can go to the DPP and say, give me an opinion. No, people, why them never do that with the 4 bank book the other day? Why, when the corruption prosecutor say, I'm not going to prosecute, why they never go to the DPP and say, here is the evidence? Why is it that last year, when the Westcon investigation did go on with the Prime Minister, and this same prosecutor say, I'm not going to prosecute, why them never go to the DPP? One could reasonably make the argument, surmise. People could, you know, I've heard it. People say, hey, but not now go happen because the DPP now go prosecute either. But it's a process. There's something called exhausting your administrative remedies. You create a record. For say, we dot all the I's and cross all the T's, and we went and look what the DPP do. Could you imagine the optics on that? Could you imagine that them come out, you know, and them recommend that the Prime Minister be prosecuted for not telling them about 4 bank books, and the corruption prosecutor say, I'm not going to prosecute, and them just say, okay, all right, fine, and them leave it alone. Yet see a case here which part the corruption prosecutor say, me nah prosecute, and what them do? Them go to the DPP. You see what me I talk about, people? You see what me I talk about? So the corruption, the Integrity Commission, there's enough sin to go around. There's enough sin to go around. And not just people are complaining about the Prime Minister, and you have a right to complain about him. Kevin Stevenson, Mr. Kevin Stevenson, he might complain about Mr. Nesbitt, Mr. Brown, and everybody. He have a right. But you have to do on a charge with the responsibility of doing, man. Interview the Prime Minister, son. Interview the Prime Minister. And when the corruption prosecutor said, me nah prosecute, where you do? Boom! See that? Well, on. Let me show you the one. All right. This is the one. Let me make sure this is our page 83, right? This is the one with the Barnetts, them. right? The one them we for build 12 one bedroom. And them say, Abe, a fool, me no, me I go build when me want build. Me get my permit now. And them go build 6 of one and 6 of the other, and none of them on a one bedroom, right? Look, see what them do in that case. That case I never known to do the prime minister, you know. Right? And you see what them do? Them say to the prime minister and the minister of local government and community development. Them go same thing like what them do with the case yesterday. Them go and them say, we are ask you, it's the same thing, word for word. Them say we are asking for pass legislation to tighten this thing up and punish the contractors them when them violate this thing, charge them and take for them profit and buildings with them build. Don't make sure so the registrar of titles don't issue no title. Same thing. So when the prime minister jump up and down and a carry on with the one yesterday, or never jump up and down for that one, yeah. Or I'm not jump up and down for this one. Oh, well on them. Oh, sorry, people. I'm gonna big it up your phone now. See it there. This is the case of the Barnett, you know. This is not done for the prime minister, but because the prime minister, them look on him like, okay, fine. If anybody we can lead the charge for legislation, it's him. Because remember now, you know, him are the man who led the charge for the passage of the Integrity Commission Act. Him are the man who take credit for it. So they must say, well, you know, we were created as a result of what the prime minister did, and it's within his remit to try and pass some legislation to tighten up something. So we're going to appeal to him. Remember, no, it was just a recommendation. That's all them can do, just recommend to him. Him not complain about that. But him complain about the other one where the man them not. So people a lot of jump up and say, oh, the prime minister this and prime minister blah, 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 blah. Read the report, people. Read it and understand what going on. Reading is fundamental. You can't jump up and down and follow headlines. Make the headlines like me tell my brethren them. Who you know this thing you have to educate people. Me tell them say make the headlines. Don't follow the headlines. Make headlines. Jeffrey, you're right, you know, today I wins and I have to go open up the line. But hold on there. But so that. No, me I'll show you something else. Me show you something else. You remember this? Talk to me, my people. You remember this? You know how to place this? Say Dragon Lady place, you know. You remember that place, huh? You remember that place, huh? I don't get the vibes from money, you know. You don't remember that place, man? Okay, Nerine. All right. Hurricane Hattie, yeah. All right, don't not talk now. Remember now, see that place here. Remember that place here, right? Remember when I telling you, say, right, you saw, you know. Right, you saw at which part the road should have it built, you know. Right? And all of a sudden, Prime Minister wife get this speaker of the house, get this fanciful idea, say, hey, you know what? We can't build another building right here, say, you know. So we have to put the road there. So put the road and just run it across the people in veranda over here, so man. Them no count. We are elite. We can't do anything we want to do. Our fiefdom this. We run things right here, so. So we're just going to build road and we don't like it, bite it. And we are going to just put all parking lot over here, so. Next to them property. And them better love that and hug it up. And see all place for unit G. You say no, next building for come, you say no. Right? And remember, we're showing us the absorption pick the right so. I remember this is limestone in our people. Right? I remember Jamaican earthquake zone. And what they right below them, right so, we're right there, where they're right below the S pit, people's homes. Right? See it. And remember this one, the unit F, where them claims say at 3 floors, where at 6, and the Mabila Road come down here, so, right? Because what is that you can't, from the front, you can only see 3. If you come up, if you're out of the front, so you can only see 3. But I'm going to show you back here, so them claims a basement, but an apartment and them a balcony, all of them right here, so. Right here, so I don't know if you can see what I'm showing you, right here, so. But at ground level, you only see 3 floors. But when you come around here, so now, you see 6. Camouflage. Right? And remember now, this is 2.6 acres. Right? And what happened with 2.6 acres? Them have a density plan. Them have a formula where say if you have 2.6 acres, you can only put up so many rooms. Right? We know why you come here and just fling on a whole heap of room and nothing like. No, we have a formula up here so that if you have X amount of land, you build Y amount of houses, right? See formula, yeah? It says, right as so. Big it up. See it as so. It says if you have 2.6 acres, right? You're supposed to have 30 rooms per acre. Just read it, me go across from left to right. 30 rooms. So what you're supposed to have at 2.6 acres, you're supposed to have 78 habitable rooms. Remember that term there, habitable? From Mr. Nesbitt? All right. I don't know if Mr. Nesbitt will build that one here, but 78 rooms. Right? And if you have 2.3 acres, you get 69 rooms. And if you have 3.1 acres, you get 95 rooms. At 2.6, right, so, right? No, go by so. So you're supposed to get 78, you know. All of a sudden, 95 approve. And guess what? NEPA, who approve anything more than 10 units, NEPA in the Prime Minister's office. This is the Prime Minister's wife, I build this. And KSAMC was chaired by a member of the Prime Minister's party. Uno see what I go on, yeah. Uno see what I go on. Mama no raise no fool, you know. Uno see what I go on. But look at, top of 95. Them now gone over 120. Actual habitable rooms in excess of 120 rooms. 120. And guess what, people? Guess what? We not done bill because the Unit G supposed to come here, say no. Unit G come here, so. We not done bill. So KSAMC, this is one of the places where we want to go now. This is where we want to go now. And then guess what now? They have to go lick it down. No give them no variance. No give them nothing. Them have to go lick it down. It's an next view right here. Me want to show you the back. See people where you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, me say 6, right? A 5. And you see the ground level I like right there. So you see like 2 floors. Right? But see 3 back here, say no. What them claims say a basement, you know. And when you look on the building plan, it's all a balcony pan them, you know. See balcony them, you know. I don't know basement. In kind of Jamaica, you use basement for storage and entertainment. Not for people living there. Right? Let me see if I find the one which part. There's one here where else take the cake, man. Let me see if I have it. Yeah. It look like I pass it. Yeah, I pass it. All right, let me go up. So at this me I show you where I go on in a John shop, you know. See the absorption pit here, so see it here, and see people in house here, you know. So if this broke, you know, I worries in I dance. Show you know something up. Go up here and see. There's one with me. Oh, yeah, there. Look like my pass it. Yeah, man, my pass it. There's one where them can't see the back of the. I must say a different thing there. But anyway, when you look on this thing, when you look on it, you can't see the mess we are going right or so. Right? You can't see the mess. See people in most right as you know. And switch part them put the sewer, the sewer pit here, right here, so right on the edge of the cliff here, so. I remember we'd have some earthquake the other day too, you know. KSAMC, no need for go check, you know, because they never even put on everything with them for put on, you know, but no need for go check on them thing, you have to see if them have fissures in the rock. So excrement start leak out and all kind of things. Because them people that they smell must kill them people down here, so. You know. We don't even go through all the green spaces where them supposed to build and the chlorine chamber and the gravel filter bed and the absorption pit, because them say all them see here was the absorption pit, and you're supposed to have chlorine chamber and gravel filter bed. And me a brethren where Bill House is at Jamaica, big time contractor, and them say yeah, them treating the for there, and I'm go one day there. I'm go one day there. As of the time this picture take, right? Believe me, I feel sorry for people where but I tell you what, me give them credit though. People them are fighting, you know. Them live right as so. Right as so the people them live. And them sell that piece of land, them sell this. And she bought this from somebody else. Or everything over here so from somebody else. And now them want to build the road now. They want to take the road here so and go so. And dig off the people in veranda right as so. So, boy, you know, I like, oh, you know what? Let me turn on the phone, yeah. We have more things to talk about, but Jeffrey asked me for not take phone calls. I completely forget, because I get so deep into this thing and that I just run with it, you know. But that's how the thing go. All right. Talk to me, my people. Talk to me. If you don't want to give me a jingle, the number now update, you know. OT, put up the number for me now, please. 667-369-8569. 667-369-8569. See number there I roll now. So what I try telling you is that the Prime Minister now you know, I get out of control now. I talk about this and that. And people also get out of control, right? Because if you read the thing, you see, said this wasn't, the Prime Minister said them target him. Oh, them target him. If them target him, then would I interview him? I interview him, son. If I me there, he would have really said target me, I target him. Because I got question him and him son. Caller, good night. Welcome to Reason with Rattigan. Where are you calling from? Hello? Caller gone. All right. Yeah, the Prime Minister did talk about I'm a target. Them not target you. Them are go easy upon you. Because it look like they must say a word about the public. Because them should have drag you up and ask you. Caller, good night. Welcome to Come Reason with Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
Brooklyn, New York.
Yes, go ahead, please.
My question is, when are the bulldozers going to these two locations?
Why? That's a good question. And I would like to, KSAMC had a meeting this morning, and Mr. Swaby, right, who was the mayor, him said that him waiting for a report. And I hope that report is going to say that this one, let me just show you for the Prime Minister's wife, that we are going to go lick down some of them house here, and the ones that want to build, build. And the one up at Beverly Hills, we have to go lick down some things. So we're waiting to see what Mr. Swaby is going to do.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Good for the goose.
All right.
Good for the gander.
All right. You're right.
Bye.
All right. Talk to me, my people. Come in. Call me 667-369-8569. I'm here until you say when. Lachlan said the son says his father gifted the company. What else to ask him? Not much there, to be honest. But Lachlan, make him say it. Make him say it, because there might be a tax implication there. Make him say it. You don't assume nothing for them people here. You don't know. You'd never know where. You know how much time you interview people, and me going there and I say, we're going there with a certain with a certain perception and said, maybe them now go say, and then next thing you know, then let go everything. Call a good night. Welcome to Come Reason with Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
Good night, Mr. Rattigan. I'm calling from Jamaica.
Hit me up, Jamaica. Talk to me.
Yes, what something I got out here. Mighty God, what we country gone. God bless you. No, I listen, Miss Dora and Silverback. One name Marlon Morgan, and one name Dana Morris Dixon.
Yes.
I want to ask him, Mr. Rattigan, if these people, when they talk, them play about them tape. You don't want to say, when visitors come at Jamaica, then find a different Jamaica. That is true. Then find a worse Jamaica. And Mr. Ratty, I have never traveled out of Jamaica. But I used to watch show. When you go downtown at Kingston, you look like when you watch a show where you saw a war-torn country. When bomb drop in there. I saw ugly, cranny, a building hole and dilapidated, not paint up, nothing at all. Anyone when named Marlon Morgan, Giota speech, no Jamaica people. The diaspora tired, them work hard. And them have to mind we, them have to teach we, them have to do everything. Only know one to see and do all this, I the wickedest thing God ever create. And Mr. Andrew Wally, sir, you could have get 100,000 liar. I water, no liar can bust your water. Your water depend you. You full food till you put your son in a problem. How can a 14-year-old young baby make house where and get money from? The liar, and Joan is liar, Maria to no still no can eat a food. How if you know that really liar if you want to study, you know must see a foolishness no do. But because in thief money, you know want some thief in money too, you know I do it. Next thing, TVJ and the media, me glad we enjoy all this doing. How you know tell we lie, you know sabotage the public to protect Andrew and see £10 now. Karma come quick. Right? Milton Walker, me no sorry for you. You know hide the news from we, you know ask the question them, you know give Andrew Wallace yard, land, rope everywhere to tramp upon we and do everything that is bad and see karma come. Pernell Charles, you know shame. Look how long nobody not hear you. You at Pernell Charles' son. You are the nephew of Bruce Golden's wife. Look for your tribe. And the Jamaica Labour Party make one man from down so when you Chopper John silent you. Look how Chopper John when your category. Look how disrespect you call you a woman. Say Pernell Charles' daughters. And from in talk we know you're not about you. That's how you feel when in a parliament and take upon we. Then Maris, you say Andrew Wallace run a COVID good, yes indeed. Because when he lock we down, he might bank money from left, right, and center. He might charge people 700,000 a month. You see how we are buy 2 pound, half pound of chicken back and quarter, brother spread word. 303,000 people dead without ventilator. You forgot? What good and Joel is done to we? DNA marriage if you're not Jamaican, go back your yard. And if you're a Jamaican, karma go take you like I take Pernell Charles. The whole unu. No stone now go left. The whole unu we associate to yourself with Andrew Michael Oldis una good down. See like when broke down the woman, the people in house. That day they over Clifton and make it pity them ball and the woman ball. And so we are gonna broke down Lee's flat and the rest of them. And we know we're gonna broke it down. We all take Sally and take back the money, put in the scaffer. Uno na no shame, uno put out in a paper about people have to get scan CT, scan MRI because you no can't funny. Uno see no idiot. And uno labor right, hungry labor right, like me say, we barely can buy chicken back. Uno see what them say? In a style them a go no. Learn, man, listen. Now if you feel sick and you put up a little thing to get vote, say him a lays on with private partnership. See there? The people can't get their money. So then say, no come back to the place. If you not come with no money. So you know when people take sick, if they say PMP over here so and labor over there so and the bad road them labor drive on good road and PMP drive on bad road. When you go in a supermarket, if you're highly at PMP and you're high over there so for JLP, you know, blast it, you know. What more you want to see say Andrew when it's a wicked? What more you want to see, people? What more? You wake up. Wake up. I hope you hear Mr. Ratty and the rest of you. May God bless you. And that me want better because when me hear the woman attack, how the man is the best prime minister ever run this country and she support him and the lowest wage, $15,000 per week and the bank have to take out for him, who have to take out for him. Which part people get 15,000? But me tell you, karma come. And you wellness, baby, this is just the start of it, babes. Worse if it come. Worse if it come. And we all are going to live to see your downfall because you're wicked thief and cruel. Oh. Anyway, Mr. Ratty, we got back a class.
Okay, all right. Thanks for student. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
man.
All right. Now, people, see, speed that talk about, the money, the 15,000 and all of that. Somebody asked, and I mentioned it last night on my brethren program, Mystic, that the Spark program, they must say, why, yeah, they must start build some roads now and people are going to get work and things like that. What we need to do is ask, and like I said, people don't read, and sometimes people read and them don't understand. One of the things that happened just before Minister Nigel Clark fly off and left Jamaica and run away. Him not get away now. Him not get away. Believe me, people, him not get away. But one of the last things him do, you know him do? Them call it the securitization of the Norman Man International Airport. What that mean? The Mexican them run the airport and Jamaica supposed to get about 52% of some fees annually. And where Minister Nigel Clark though, him get a company where registered that thing in a Cayman. And that company them put out some bonds and them raise money. And the company pay Jamaica $480 million for 12 years, starting this year. So for the next 12 years, Jamaica don't have a dime to get from Norman Man International Airport from the Mexicans. Them take the money up front. Now, you now go get in a something like this where somebody get structured payment and you come in and you say, me go give you the whole of your money one time. You have to make a money and fight too, You have to make a money and fight too. So we don't see the paperwork for this yet, but we are going to see it soon. And we are going to see how much money the man them who give Jamaica $480 million upfront, how much money they make projected to make over the next 12 years. But we believe that, and this money, it not show up in our budget, The money not show up in our budget. You don't see it. It's not a debt. So what happen now is this money I go use to do some things now. It I go use to do some things. And when I say use to do some things, just keep in mind election will come. Just keep in mind election will come. We want to tell you something to people. yesterday me I talked to some brethren of mine from South Africa. Some serious brethren, highly placed. And the man them are dead with laugh about our prime minister, you know. Our venerable, intelligent, illustrious prime minister, the doctor. The man them are dead with laugh and I say, well, go on, because we see where the prime minister of 28 bank book. And we see where the Integrity Commission, where him start, I take him to task. And instead of just doing the right thing, he must sue them. And we see where him sue for 28 things and the court only give him 3, and the 3 we him get, the Integrity Commission said, tell the court, give him them, we not go object to them there. And I one thing me learn. In my courtroom experience, my investigative experience, when you're in a situation like that and somebody will give you something like that, be very careful. Be very careful. Then I'll give you for good reason. And when we analyze the 3 things we him get, and we see him ask for appeal, him to get the appeal, and know him have to go maybe file at the court of appeal, forget a hearing on the 25 we him never get. And in addition to the 3 we him get, appear problem, it not gonna away. But the man them get back to the story, the man them are dead with laugh. Me say me shame like a dog. The man them are dead with laugh. Because guess what? The man them know. I mean, I'll try bring the man, I'll try bring him on the program Saturday, maybe following Saturday. But them know I establish an integrity commission because them have corruption problem too, you know. Them have corruption problem too. And the scale and magnitude of what going on in Jamaica. But them a try something now, them a do something, and me that try say, well, maybe no one look on the Jamaican, Integrity Commission Act of 2017, and them are dead with laugh. Because that the thing they full of hole like a sieve. I mean, with my bright self, I said to them, say, well, at least look at it from what not to do. Go through the act and see the deficiencies and make sure so you don't make them deficiencies there. But me I get called from Europe too, and at the same thing, the people are dead with laugh. Them say, Ratty, we're sorry for you and people in Jamaica. And then Miss Dina Morris had the unlimited gall, the indecency, the hypocrisy to show up on a public stage today and say the Prime Minister she's very proud and very happy and he's doing a wonderful job leading Jamaica, and that's what he come on, Miss Dana, man. You're not looking at the mirror, man. You don't see yourself, man. You know, look what yeah, Brandon, the temerity and Sherman, yeah, the audacity to come out and come talk about this man, I'm my best Prime Minister. No, man. And then, for those of you just joining us now, she come out, and Florence, you're right, Zara will be with us this Saturday. We'll talk about that. But the same lady come out and told, and the unemployment rate is 3.6, and it's the lowest it's ever been in history, and blah, 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 blah. And that's why I said to you, my Jamaican people, let's go back to basics. Let's go back to reading and understanding. Because when you do the reading and understanding of the statistics, you'll find out that she's being very disingenuous. Hello. Good night. Welcome to Coverage with Rattigan. Where are you calling from? Caller.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I'm calling in regards to some of the corruption and all that stuff going on, especially in Jamaica, but not in Jamaica and in Trelawney, where there's a property at Samuel Prospect where the same Finance Minister Nigel Clark and Dan Webby got some other long pond land back there.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some land in the same neighborhood there, and they fixed some of the road. Just go to their property and stop, and their balance of land is not drivable. And then they're selling out a lot of the lands in Trelawney, even down by Berwood Beach. There's a piece of land there where the UDC capture it, and he got a stone wall around it with some tamarind tree. Somebody where they're selling out them land through the tax office because I go down there and they're trying to sell me land from Negril, Smokyville, all the way sent me a report land part of Negril, Beachland, and I didn't take them up on it because it was too cheap for the kind of prime land, and most of them land is captured by the UDC, and what's not captured by the UDC is running right through the Prime Minister's office, where they get them taken through the tax office.
All right. So go ahead.
And so them guys making money head over face, because as long as somebody don't pay their taxes, or if some of them guys up here who billion down there go to jail, or they can't find them, as soon as they fix the title in the tax office and sell off them land to them friends and the ISB, the prime land with somebody else not finished and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they a lot of the stuff you don't see, they're making a whole bunch of money. And that piece of land, especially by Berwood Beach. If you know Berwood Beach and you go there, that's a beach I've been going since about 40 years ago when I was a teenager. And the UDC come and fence it up. And they got a piece of land, what was there with about 2 trailers. They still got 2 trailers on it, and somebody built a stone wall. They captured that one and was selling it for $2 million US.
Mm.
So, and you can't miss it. As soon as they go to Trelawney, as a part of Trelawney Beach Hotel and turn down there towards the public beach it used to be, there's a stone wall right there. You cannot miss it.
All right. Have you complained to anybody about this?
Look, I try to complain, but nobody don't know nothing.
Mm.
Nobody don't know nothing. They tell you, oh, you got to be careful. I said, careful what? I don't know what's wrong with the people in Jamaica. Everybody just seem like they're sedated. We talk to them about all that stuff. They just shrug their shoulder. They don't have no fight in them.
Yeah. Well, we have to link up on them days and we get some info from you, and then we see how we can pursue this, you know?
All right, not a problem.
All right. Well, thanks for calling, and again,
But if you notice, the same, they're building a housing scheme right there, an NHG housing scheme on the left hand where the web is and the Honorable Clark, if you can call it that, have land on right across the street on the other side.
mm-hmm.
And I try to tell it to a lot of people, but I got some land close to there, but and I said I was gonna. I leave Jamaica when I was not youngster, about 26, and I said, I come here and did okay for myself, and I said I was going to buy some land overlooking the ocean there, and I said I was going to develop it and all that stuff and all that stuff. And I started to change my mind about that stuff. I'm probably going to cut it loose.
All right. Well, you have the number. You can link me after the program, and we can chat a little bit. All right.
All right, no problem.
All right, my brother.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Somebody asked about the Magnitsky. The Magnitsky, we are compiling. You see this is the report. You see this report, the one yesterday. You see the one with the 28 bank book, and you see the one with the Westcon last year. Them they are going night. Call a good night. Welcome to Come Reason with Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Ratty, I'm here again. You know, I forgot to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if you're here yet. I know everybody here. So them find 5 barrel of gun a warfare.
Mm-hmm. Them find 5 and 20 pass through.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can be, but me don't know if you hear. So
Me
me
hear,
tell
man. Me hear,
you.
but thanks for
5
bringing it
by
to the attention
the
of
blue
people.
barrel
Yeah, man.
full of gun.
Like the one back of me here. Actually, the
Right.
one they a metal barrel, but that's how you go. A plastic barrel, them the one them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full of gun.
Yeah.
Ratty, I want go to Jamaica.
We're gonna find out soon.
No man, some we have to get calling Scotland Yard and FBI to help with. Something right there.
The FBI they about because I have something I'm going to show this Saturday upon the program with the FBI and corruption in the Caribbean. So we shall see.
And the next thing, the Pegasus whatever use. Illegal to use in Jamaica.
No, well, look, it's a violation of people's rights, and so if you once you say it's a violation of people's rights, well, first of all, by saying it's a violation of people's rights, you almost accept that well, it's there, and we have reason to believe that something is there because the Prime Minister said that they have the capability to find people, although them can't find the most wanted 200 people, and then we have some bloggers come out and say we are watch them, we know where them there. We see some of them in them house and them do this and them do that, and we have some of them overseas. You know, so you can't take them talk as idle talk. You know, you have to take them seriously. And so, there's an assumption that there is some kind of spyware technology in Jamaica, and I have been told of its existence. I haven't seen it, but I've heard from some people who believe that they've been subjected to it. So we will, you know, the beat goes on. Beat goes on.
All right. Mr. Me, I remember you.
Yeah, man. And
I want
the Prime Minister
14-year-old get a Spanish sound. A child's birth.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Take care of yourself. Yeah, I was about to say the Prime Minister and I, we have some conversations about some of them things, yeah, and you know, we make it go on right. That's all. But the unemployment thing when they talk about people, no make them fool. Read. Sat down after tuning because we're gonna show the documents them, and we're gonna show them when they can't find them. And when we want to know every quarter, we want to know go on the website them and look on the numbers them. Call it good night. Welcome to Come Reason with Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Florida. Mr. Ratty, good evening. And good night to all listeners.
Yes, sir.
Question.
Yes, sir.
What happened to the people them that sign up and the housing? Are they still working at the municipal corporation still?
Which one? The one in the report yesterday? The
engineer, yes.
Yeah, put it. I have the impression, I have the distinct impression that some of them are still working there.
So couldn't the mayor make a decision and say, okay, you guys suspended until further notice?
I think before doing that, he wants to see the report. So he's asked for a report. He asked for it, I think, today, and he should be getting it sometime next week or so, and then he'll make his decision as to what should be done. But I see where you're going with this, that those people should be disciplined.
Yes, and the other question too. Okay, can the investigator retract and go back and investigate the Prime Minister's son for tax liability or whatever? Is he involved in the director?
You know, that's an interesting question because I would love to see it happen. I would love to see. How old is it? Does anybody know how old is Adam Holness? My understanding is that he's a young man. He's not no longer like a teenager. Is that true?
No, but we can't. But it's not a question because he's a director. You have to be absolute. He used to be a director. He's a director. We don't worry about the age.
All right.
You know,
but some people might say he's a minor, but then a minor shouldn't even depend
on a director. So right, so whatever, is it a sham or is it a scam, whichever way? I don't know what's going on, man. I'm listening to you and I'm listening to the other thing that's going on. Gosh. Where do we go?
Yeah, I'll try I'll try find him age. Anybody know somebody say more than 21, somebody say my 17. He's less than 20. I will be guessing I go on there, so
Yeah, but from the moment he's a director, the age is not significant because he's a director. You gotta pay tax. He's a director, so you have some responsibility and liability at the same time.
right. I agree with you.
All right, brother Ratty. Keep on keeping on, Virgin boy.
Yeah, man, we are going blaze the fire, man.
I'm watching you, man. I'm listening.
All right,
Bro.
brother. All
We're
right.
in for it. We're in for it.
All right. Thanks so much.
Bless him.
All right. In 2020, let me see it. 17-year-old Adam. Yeah, in 2020, Adam was 17. 17 and 4 at 21. So 2020 was 17. So I'm at 21. So them can't talk to him. No Loxley. I look at the gleaner here. I'm see where this is a 2020. This is a 2020, June 21, 2020. And they were interviewing the Prime Minister and he said, children are a blessing. And in June 2020, the Prime Minister told them that Adam must say, Adam, well, I don't know if him tell them, but him said, Adam, it says 17-year-old Adam and 15-year-old Matthew. So if he was 17 in 2020, he's at 21 now. So, yeah, them can't, Whoopi and Jonas legal fees for 6 lawyers. Remember that certain ministers were making the claim that he was filing this in his individual capacity, not as prime minister. So he should be paying them out of his own pocket. He should be paying them out of his own pocket. We were talking about the unemployment rate. People, again, just please me, I beg you. Those who can read, read. And those who can't read, associate yourself with those who can. And those who can, associate yourself with those who cannot. And explain, have a discussion. Because even though some people may not be literate, them have a PhD in common sense. And when you explain things to them, they will nail you to the wall with some questions where you can't answer. So we're going to learn from each other, right? And what we need to do is sit down and have a civil discussion. We don't have to raise our voices and carry on and just civil discussion about this issue, all of these issues, but not particular, but including this idea that Jamaica is at 3.6% unemployment rate. When them says 3.6% are the people who can work in a Jamaica unemployed. 3.6% of the employment pool not working. That are not true. That are not true. I'm going to show you using them own statistics. Because them not going to fool on the Jamaican people. Them can't fool on as long as you have a Rattigan and you have a Tavares and you have a this man and you have a Mystic and that man and you have a Maria. Look, no fooling going on around here. No fooling. Them can't fool on as long as we there. And we there for stay. Them can't fool on. And we are going to show you. We are going to show you where most of the jobs there. And we are going to show you how much them pay for most of the jobs them. And we are going to show you how much people are work. And we are going to show you how much people now work. And we are going to show you that the stats are wrong. And we are going to show you that them are use a new standard. So when and you can't and it says, me read it today, you cannot compare the old stats to the new stats that them are use. Therefore, you can't compare this rate to the old rate. Meaning, you can't say it's 3.6 and it's down from 4.3. You can't say it because that's something different them I use. I'm going to show you them I fool. I try. Them I try. Them can't fool around here. Can't fool we. We have our head, and we head to only make for this, for cap. We can think. And they might go a big school and never endure no hardship and have the best teachers and the best this and the best that. But God never give them a monopoly on intelligence. Intelligence spread throughout. It's just that the opportunities not spread throughout. Them keep the opportunities for themselves. And in doing so, hope that they will stifle you to the point where you give up. But we don't make so. That ain't our DNA. That ain't our DNA. Right? So we're going to show that. You know something we're going to show us at that too? And them think we forget, you know. Hold on 1 second there. Caller, good night. Welcome to Conversation with Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
Yes, hello, Mr. Rattigan. I'm calling from California.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, is the program still going on? Because the thing cut off on my phone. I was watching and everything just cut off.
No,
I don't see anything.
Still going on.
Hello?
Yes. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so I have a couple of questions, and I have a reason, that I want to have with you. It's that reason is kind of a disagreement still. But first thing first, right? I went on Jump, and I tried to find my MP, and I don't think she has my MP updated yet. I'm from Northeast Center, so you know that the new MP over there is Matthew Samoda, I think, and I don't see that up there. So I don't know if I click on the letter for the previous, it will get to him. So yeah, so she may want to update that part of it.
I'll mention it to her.
Yes, and I was writing in the comment because I was actually following the show. We started out talking about Andrew Holmes, and I was saying that he's kind of like, I don't know if you know about them drug dealers, who are selling, drugs from their mom's house. They kind of just complicate things for the entire family, and it just seemed like he just got his entire family, his wife, his kids, his mom, his dad, just caught up into the whole crime situation here.
Sister, though.
Yeah, hello?
Don't forget his sister. She's involved in Estate Bridge.
Yes, and sister and just everybody, his entire siblings. Probably if they have grandparents still alive, they're probably caught up in this some way, somehow. We'll find out later.
Right.
So it's just a messy situation, right? However, my disagreement was about the program on Saturday, the interview with the gentleman with the cryptocurrency. Yes, I just find it a little bit distasteful, so to speak, because one of the things that you guys said, you guys don't help him in terms of you guys are not going to promote him. But I think if you're not going to promote him, you shouldn't try to hurt him either, because the way especially Kevin was tearing into this guy or these guys, it just seemed like there was an agenda, and he just kind of started out negative in terms of, hey, is this on the up and up, is this above board? He kind of just jumped to like fraud immediately, and I didn't like that because Satoshi Nakamoto, he got the idea from us. He went to Africa and saw them trading goods and services via text, as currency. However they did it, that's where he got the idea from. So the fact that our kind want to start one, I don't think is something that we should turn our nose down to. And I kind of understand what they were saying in terms of their white papers. They have to tailor their white papers as to what's going on in the world, because not every government kind of hug up a cryptocurrency and actually support it, right? So they have to. From what I understand, is that they're doing their papers and they're navigating choppy waters. As it relates to the regulation. So one of the things that Kevin wanted him to say is it's an investment, and I see that they wasn't ready to say that because they're navigating the laws and securities among several different countries, especially in Africa. And as I said before, these are type of investment that I have. I have some of these type of investment. You have to actually believe in the product and buy into the product before it actually becomes something, right? If you're the type of person who's gonna go out on the weekend and you're gonna have a drink, are you gonna have drinks? You're gonna buy a bottle, for $200-300. That's money. That's money you're wasting. I mean, it's your money, and I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general, right? That's your money to waste anyway. But it's something that you're gonna buy, drinks, and then but before you reach home, you're gonna stop about 3 times, and you're gonna piss it out. So those are the type of money that you put into investment like these. If it becomes something, you win, and then if it tush, you lose because you was gonna piss it out anyway. You know what I mean? So I didn't really see anything wrong that they say. They wasn't prepared to say it's an investment, but it's in actuality is an investment. And as a lawyer, I know that you don't necessarily have to say these things, but if it acts like a duck and walk like a duck, it's a duck. And sometimes these are the way things play out in court, right? If it's acting as an investment, they're gonna deem it as an investment. They don't have to say that. So I just didn't like how the thing was going. I think we should try to find a path to endorsement rather than tearing them down, because at this point we're not helping them and we're hurting them. So that was my disagreement. So when I have something good to say, I'm going to say it. When I have something, if I notice something that is bad, I'm going to say it as well. So that's my contribution for tonight.
All right. Well, all right. Let me respond. You can hang up and I'll
Yes.
respond. But thanks for your call and thanks for your support.
Yeah, man.
All right, cool. All right. The gentleman, he's the complaint he had was that last week, Saturday, 2 gentlemen came on to talk about TAC. Can't remember what it stands for. Cryptocurrency, and that we launched into them. Well, a couple of things, my brethren. You said that if it walk like a duck and it quack like a duck, then it must be a duck. The problem was that that's not what they were saying. They were saying if it walks like a duck and it acts like a duck, it's not a chicken. That's what they were saying. They weren't saying it was a duck, because when their white paper, I read the white paper. The white paper said that the TAC cryptocurrency is not NOT an investment. Their white paper said they put it out to the whole world. And so when you ask them, is this an investment? Because you know why? Associated with investment are risks. And like you said, if you go out and you drink $200 a week or whatever the money is, hold on. Caller, hold on 1 second, please. Hold on. And you're drinking money and you lose it, then fine, and you can use that money to invest. But here's why we had them on. We had them on because those are the same people that are going to our people in the chat here now. They're going to come to these folks and they're going to solicit them. And some of our folks here right now, they won't know the questions to ask. And when they do ask questions and they get answers, some of them, they won't know how to navigate through the answers to get to the real answer, to get at what's not being said. So we brought them on so that they could make a pitch. It was a win-win. We said, okay, if you feel that you have a product that's going to be helpful to our people investment-wise, because remember what they said. They said the purpose of the TAC is to do what? Eliminate poverty, reduce malaria, and to pay off debt. That's what they said. Now, a lot of people investing in that kind of business, what they want to hear is how much money me I gonna make. Not them don't want to hear about malaria right? And by the way, malaria is not a problem because the malaria belt in South Africa, and where is it? There's a part of it in Mozambique, I think, and it may go over to Botswana. It's up by Kruger National Park. It's not the whole of Southern Africa. It's a certain region. Because I lived in Pretoria for years, and we never take no malaria drugs because the belt doesn't extend down there. So when you say malaria, I said to myself, what is? At least that's not about Southern Africa because you have the malaria belt that extends further north. And then they say more balanced budget. And I said, no, when you invest, you don't want to hear that. You want to hear how much money you make. So I'll go to people. So that's why we say, come and talk to the people so that people can ask your questions. And so they can feel comfortable that when they put the money in your thing, it's fine. No, you did say, and I wrote it down here, you said, something like this, you have to believe in the product. Question, how do you get to that point? How do you get to believe in a product? You get to believe in a product by how the product is presented to you. And it's clear that they didn't do, and Kevin, to his credit, Kevin was explaining to them saying that, listen, when you go and market something like this, here are some examples of ways that you should, which I thought was good advice because it wasn't coming across to Kevin and it wasn't coming across to a lot of people in the chat. It wasn't coming on. Again, look at the example. I asked the gentleman, are you doing business in Nigeria? And him fumble, him couldn't answer. And then him said, oh, well, I'm in Nigeria. I said, no, just ask a simple question. Are you authorized? Are you doing business in Nigeria? And him never answer. I said to him, say, here, wait, though. All right, don't answer that question there. Answer this question. Are you doing business in Liberia? And him still never want to answer. And finally him answer. And him say him start business must in 2020 or 2019. I say, well, I have a document here from the Central Bank and Liberia where say them no have nothing to do with you. And so our people need to know this. So that if after them get this information, if they want to put their money in there, then that's fine. There's no problem with that. But information is key. You can't go into these things, a fly blind. You can't. Now, me know people who actually have put money in this thing, but it's money where them say, why, if get our money out tight, then it's fine, it's no problem. And me not stop them. Me not stop them at all. All my job is just to bring the information so that you can think it through and decide for yourself whether or not you should invest in it. But I will never tell you don't invest in it or invest in it. That's not my job. My job is to lay the facts bare and then you make up your mind what you want to do with the money. Caller, thanks for holding. Are you still there?
Yes, man.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for holding. Welcome to Comrades with Rattigan. Talk to me.
All right. So, good night, and good night to your listeners, and good night to your people in the chat and everything.
Thank you, sir.
So earlier, me here you touched a little point where you said the unemployment rate is like 3.6%.
Yes, sir.
And you said that is not the case.
That is not the case, sir.
But I think while I agree with you at a point, right, that 3.6% of people in Jamaica who can work, yes, are not. Though that amount is not the amount of people that is not working. Yes, I agree with you on that. You have to remember how the unemployment is calculated.
Okay.
Unemployment doesn't take into account, and this is what people need to know. It doesn't take into account a youth was saying, me nah go look no work because me nah go look for work no a Chinese man shop play minimum wage. It doesn't take into account people who are not looking work. So unemployment, right, is 3.6% of people who are looking job is not getting any job. That's the unemployment rate, and that is how it is calculated.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So people understand that not because a year say unemployment is 3.4% or 3.6%. That and it says something, but it doesn't say nothing at the same time. Because you have 150,000 youth will say, it don't make no sense me go work. Because I now go work for $15,000 for the week. So I now look no job.
All right.
And then that is where now, the other day I hear Mr. Ayman is giving a breakdown to the amount of people who is working and who is not working, how much youth now work and and so forth. Mm-hmm. But the way how unemployment is calculated, it is 3.6% is a reflection of how much people who are looking work who doesn't get any work.
All right. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
You said that's how it's calculated, right?
Yeah.
Do you know this? Do you know this for a fact?
Yeah, that's how it's calculated. That's how unemployment is calculated.
No. Hold on. I just ask a simple question. Just yes or no. Do you know this for a fact?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When was the last time you checked that fact?
All right, Bricks. Do I know what for a fact? If that is the way how it is calculated?
Yes.
Or that is the amount that is how or 3.76% is the unemployment rate?
No, how it's calculated.
All right, so I know that's how it's calculated. And I haven't checked it recently.
When was the last time you checked? I don't remember. Okay. Are you aware that they changed the way they calculate unemployment in the last quarter from the way it's been always done? That I think it's called the International Labor something. Something like. Are you aware that they changed the way they calculate unemployment in Jamaica in the last quarter? And are you aware that they said you cannot compare the way it's being calculated now? You cannot compare the numbers now to the way it was previously done because it's a completely different metric. Are you aware of that?
No.
All right. Tune in Saturday. You'll be an excellent candidate for the program on Saturday. Tune in on Saturday because we're going to go through all of this and explain to you. Because guess what? I have the documents. And I'm going to show you what it used to be and what it is now. And they just changed it. They changed it in the last quarter. So that's why you see them go from 4.3 to 3.6 overnight. That's what happened. Because people that normally they wouldn't even count as being employed, they're now counting them as being employed. Because I was saying, how you go from 4.3, listen to this, how you go from 4.3 a few months ago to 3.6 a few months later, and your GDP dropped 2.8%. And your minimum wage hasn't increased from 15,000. There's no correlation. You see what I'm saying? Because if you have 3.6, that means you have to well. And that what that means is that you're
But you know what happened though? Sorry, I'm not to cut your wisdom. You know what happened? What is really happening is that the economy not have a real job.
That's a good point. That's a good point you just made.
So most of the things are some little hustlings and anything that
exactly.
Which way they calculate also.
Exactly, because they have some jobs, but if you look at all the job sectors in Jamaica, you will find that most of the jobs, and I looked at them today. You'll find that most of them are menial work. They're not work that require a lot of skill, and they're in fact they're minimum wage jobs in the service industry, right? And then what you do is you look, and Saturday come to the program, man. Come on, and we can reason it, because I'm gonna show you the definition for some of these categories. So I'm not just gonna just give you the categories and then have you walk away not quite sure what does this mean. I'm going to give you the categories, and then we're going to walk through this. We're going to navigate the database, and I'm going to show you how they.
What time the program Saturday?
It starts at 3 p.m. New York time.
Which part of New York?
No, it's not. I just use New York as a reference.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's you live in New York?
Yeah, I'm in New York.
Okay, no. It's art, so it's 3 o'clock your time.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, just tune in, man.
I'll chew in it.
Yeah, and tell your friends and family members, anybody who interested in the welfare of Jamaica and where it's going and where it's going and where it shouldn't be going. Tell them for tuning in. All right.
All right, cool.
All right, my brother. Take care of yourself.
All right, respect.
You know, as we are talking about that, people, news, as Mr. Vumva will say, news just coming into our news center. No, through my sources at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade on Port Royal Street in Jamaica, I am hearing that, and these are news sources, so I can't say they're reliable. But what we're hearing is that the Consul General in New York, Alcian Roach, can't remember her last name. I know somebody will give me the name in the chat just pretty soon, that she's planning on leaving. And I have a message for her. Alcian Roach Wilson, thank you. She's planning on leaving. And all we can say is that may God go with you. We would love to see the back of you because we're tired of you. You're not representing the people of Jamaica. You take the job and you run nail business. And you said, you say our business. We invite you to come to our nail privé, right? In New Jersey. And pay your rent. That the landlord have to carry you go to court for you pay the rent. When the international convention is that you should not, as a diplomat, operate a commercial establishment while being a diplomat. And that is where we find out, say, yeah, do. And by the way, when you leave, if you're leaving, when you leave, don't go too far because we want investigators to come and talk to you about anything that you know about the Prime Minister's overseas investments, because we know that you used to work down on Wall Street, used to work at Bear Stearns, used to work at some place, hedge fund or whatever, and you're very, very qualified and embedded in that field. And so we believe that if the Prime Minister was looking for somebody to help him overseas, you would have been the perfect person. If he was looking for some place to park money, you would have been the perfect vehicle to help him park that money. So don't go too far because we want the investigators to come and talk to you. And, don't worry, because once they come to you and you speak the truth, you don't have to worry about 1001 violation, which is lying to a federal officer, because that will definitely get you in jail. I mean, I think you'll like the idea of wearing that orange suit in a prison, considering how you conduct yourself and your appearances and things like that. No, it wouldn't suit you. So when them come to you, please don't lie. And if I know that they're coming to you, I have some questions I'd like to provide them with so that them can come and ask you. And you know the questions too. You know. Me and you, I saw me and you, the thing said. Me and you know that. So I just saw that there. People, I just want to thank all 900 and change. I want to tune in. This is the biggest audience we have since we start. I think so. But I just want to say, Rio Cobre, we don't forget Rio Cobre. We are come talk about Rio Cobre. We come talk about how them sell out the people at Jamaica. Twice of the people them get screwed. Them get screwed by Windalco. Them get screwed by True Juice. And now, well, 3 times. From 3 entities. Windalco, True Juice. And now, guess what? Them own government come sell them out. Them own government come sell them out. And we are going to put up the document and we are going to walk through the document with all of you. And we are going to show you. We're going to show you where the people them do. Oh, by the way, while we are talking about the CG, word coming into our news center is that the ambassador is supposed to be leaving, I think, the end of this year. She was supposed to leave back in, I think, September before Onga, so that Mr. Anthony Anderson could come and take over. We don't know what happened. The paperwork was prepared, and that's what we're hearing, and we don't know what happened. But she's supposed to leave. We would love for her to go. Carla, good night. Welcome to Come Reason with Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
Hey, Ratty.
Yeah, man.
My pleasure. My pleasure. I'm calling from West Palm Beach. First time call, a long time listener.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Yes. there's a number of topics I want to address with you
Okay.
in terms of Jamaica. You know, Jamaica is my country. I love my country, but I'm extremely disappointed in the recent developments and the direction in which the country is going. As a Jamaican, it's heartbreaking to see the level of corruption that is taking place in the country, and it's also disappointing to see the lack of reaction from the people, from the PSOJ, and from the and from the educated class also. The docile behavior and inability to challenge, question, or even raise their voices in unison in regards to the level of corruption and the direction which the country is going is very concerning to me. And I'm wondering, why is it that the people are so docile? I know that the strategy is to keep the people in a state of poverty where they're living from hand to mouth, day to day. So they're distracted while certain members of government can reap, pilferage the country's wealth and sell the country off to their friends overseas for favor. This is very, very concerning to me as a Jamaican, because we're looking at 2025, and we have seen where the country's finance minister has fled the country. We have seen other top executives from the country is removing themselves from certain offices, and we know that based on the current economic figures coming out of the country, 2025 is going to be a year of austerity, serious austerity measures for the country. We're going to see mass suffering in Jamaica because what we're seeing right now is not true. It's all a sham. It's a false narrative, false hope, and we're seeing things piling up. And at some point in time in the country, the reality must come to front, because you can't have a country where you have no hospitals, you don't have any health system, you have no roads, you have people have access to basic services. You have an economy that's contracting. You have crime that is only going to get worse, because the more poverty you have, is the more crime you have. And we see all of these things being multiplied from day to day within the country. We see anarchy within the government itself. We see dissension within the government. We see all these things happening in front of our eyes, but yet still the people are docile because they're being kept in a state where they're living from hand to mouth, day to day. We have seen our education system, which was once a beacon in the Caribbean and a beacon in the world, has fallen off. So we're no longer even recognized as a country of educated people. Yeah, we're seeing our country get multiplied. We're seeing all these things happening already within the country, but yet still people are sitting on their hands. This is not the Jamaica I came from. It's not the Jamaica I know. And I'm wondering, and we're talking about change of government, but let us be aware. We need to be very careful, because we cannot set false expectations for Mark Golding. The next government, or whoever takes over the country, the cupboards will be empty. There will be nothing for them to govern. It's going to be a very, very, very tough recovery. This is going to be a recovery unlike any other recovery that the country has ever seen in its entire history, because the cupboards will be so bare and so empty. When you look at NHT and all the other financial institutions that is being fleeced by the current government, it makes one wonder, how will the next government be able to govern efficiently and effectively? So we have to be careful when we speak about change of government and not set people up to false expectations. It is going to be very, very important for us to make sure that the people are aware of what to expect and not have a false expectation that things are going to be changed overnight. One of the key things that we have, what we're struggling with, is that we have a cycle and a culture of corruption within the country in the past, in the last decade. So we have an entire generation that knows nothing other than corruption within the country. Their entire life is filled with corruption in every sector, every industry, every service in the country. It's corruption. You can buy your way through Jamaica if you have money, you can buy your way through anything within Jamaica, from the legal system to the private sector. You can buy your way through any service in Jamaica, and this comes right back to the fact that we are a country and a society of corruption. The problem is that another problem that we have, that we tend to reward corruption in Jamaica. We keep rewarding people who are corrupt, and keep the same cycle coming through and through. When are we going to end corruption? How do we end corruption? How do we change the mindset of the people? Because the people entire mindset is about corruption. And how do we change that mindset? Corruption, nepotism, all these things are just inflated in the country. How do we change the mindset of the people? We can sit here and talk, but we have to look at the country itself and look at the people itself. How do we change the behavior and the mindset so that people can start realizing that this culture of corruption must end in order for the country to move forward? Jamaica is one water crisis over the planet. People better recognize that Jamaica is one water crisis over the planet. The debt, the failing infrastructure, the crime, all of these things are going to come to a forefront. And how the country going to deal with this? How are the everyday people going to live through this? We have a small percentage of people in Jamaica who maybe 5%, want to do extremely well from day to day. They can buy the best cars, they can buy the best house, they can fly come to America and wherever they want to go. And those people seem that they don't give a crap what happens to the country. That's the other thing, and they're reaping the benefit from corruption. This is another thing that has to change. We have to start putting up people accountable. If and when the government changes that, the number one thing that we have to do is hold people accountable. We're not going to fix the economy. We're not going to fix a lot of the social issues. But to stem what's happening, we have to hold people accountable. And if Mark going to fail to do that, then he's going to fail the country.
All right.
Hold people accountable for the corruption. And that's, if you don't stop corruption, you're just perpetuating the cycle over and over and over, right?
All right.
You have to fix that. You have to fix the mindset of the people. Our people's mindset is corrupt. That's a fact. I'm not making this up. If you go to Jamaica, right, you can buy your way through anything in Jamaica. Any industry, any ministry, anything at all, you can just buy your way through it. I've been there, I've done it. I've seen it firsthand.
Let me address some of the concerns. Just hang up and let me address some of the concerns you raise. I mean, they're very good points, and I think they need to be addressed. So I want to thank you though, as a first-time caller but a long-time supporter. I want to thank you, and I hope you call in every time you tune into a Rattigan program, because we have 4 programs now.
Yeah, man. I'm very to listen to you guys, and one of the key things I want to say, I want to just let the callers and the listeners know that you guys are doing a great job, because the majority of Jamaicans are ignorant to what's going on in Jamaica. That's a fact. The majority of the population, what we speak about on the air here, what you guys speak about, they don't know, because the Jamaican media is doing the Jamaican people a disservice in the country. And most of the information that you guys have here, most Jamaicans, 90% of Jamaicans don't know it. And I'm talking educated, from educated to uneducated, and even wealthy people in Jamaica don't know it.
All right.
So keep up the good work, and it's just a matter of how do we get it to the masses of the people? How do we get information out?
All right. Let me. I'm gonna answer.
It's an uphill battle. You guys are fighting an uphill battle, We here in the diaspora are getting information and knowing information because we have access to information, but the majority of Jamaicans do not get the information, brother. They don't.
All right. Well, let me address some of the stuff you raised. All right.
All right, brother. Take it easy.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye. All right. Gentlemen, and again, I want to big him up, long-time supporter, first-time caller. You hear the tension in his voice. You hear the frustration, right? And you can't blame him, because everything he said is true. Everything he said is true. caller, welcome to Come Reasons Rattigan. Hold on 1 second, please. Everything he said, it's true. But he also said, when do we end corruption and when do we change the mindset and the behavior? Well, let me just make this a revelation to everybody tonight. You cannot, you will not, you will never, not never, never end corruption. You can reduce corruption, or at least as a goal. You can try to control corruption, but you will never end corruption. If that is your goal, to end corruption, you'll be completely frustrated for the rest of your life. Because no matter how secure the system is, no matter how the people comply with strict adherence to the rules concerning procurement and this and bribe, and no matter how they do it and avoid it, you're still going to have people engage in that kind of behavior. Look, the poster country is Singapore, and it was just last month, I believe, they sent a politician after prison and plead guilty. Right? You're going to have it. So what we should do is start focusing on how do we control corruption? How do we curb the behavior from being as widespread as it is? And the first thing, it starts with education. You have to let the people know what exactly corruption is. Because some of the things that are corrupt in nature, people don't see it as corruption. They see it as a way of life. They see it as normal behavior. A police, you drive 40 miles in a 20 mile an hour zone, policeman come over and you give him money and you move on. You are also involved in corruption when you pay the money. But you don't see it as corruption. You see it as the normal course of business. So you have to educate people about these things. And that's why, you have some civil society groups in Jamaica. You have Advocates Network, you have NIA, and you have JAMP and a few others that they're trying to educate the people about these issues. It starts there. It starts with knowledge of what the issue is. And then once you start with that, then you can move into other steps in terms of curbing their behavior. But keep in mind that it's also a cultural thing. It's also an economic thing, because it's hard for you to tell people, right, who now works and them mustn't do certain things, or who don't feel like they might get enough money that them shouldn't do certain things. It's criminal when a policeman stops somebody for legitimate reason and him let them go. Him use police discretion in exchange for payment. Then give him some money. It's criminal. But if you stop and think about it, you say, but them not get enough money. Him have a wife and 6 kids to feed. Him can't even afford to buy a uniform, although the government's supposed to give him uniform. There's a certain sympathy associated with that type of behavior, but it's criminal. So the corruption thing is a complex thing. It's not just an idea of saying, well, we're going to stop it. No, it's not the idea of saying we're going to educate them about it. No, it's more than that. It also calls for opportunities for people to, as the Prime Minister said, step up in our life. And that's one of the things what and I can tell you this from personal experience. This is one of the things they do with the FBI. They make sure them give a good salary, because them say, listen, we have a brand to protect, and you dare not besmirch our integrity. Your fidelity is to the organization and to the people you serve. And so when you violate, we will make an object lesson out of you. so that anybody who's thinking about doing this in the future will think 10 times before doing it. But it starts out with making sure that people are properly remunerated for their services. The policemen in Jamaica are not being properly remunerated. Everybody knows this. Instead of the policemen them getting, and policemen and women, instead of they're putting their lives on the line every day, instead of them getting the 200-300%, who got it? Who got it? So, look, we have a call online. I don't want to get too carried away. Caller, thank you for holding. Are you still there? Caller, dig up. All right. Well, we are going good enough. We still have 860 change people. Yeah, Marva, you see what me get? Sometimes, Marva, me I tell you, caller, I apologize. If you can't call back, I'll gladly take your call. Believe me. I sincerely apologize, but me just get carried away. When me not get carried away, me just, this is something when me live and me dream and me eat and me sleep. Jamaica. Corruption is even looking at a big man walking about with his banking business to be done, but he don't want to join. Yes! You're right, Amanda. That's corruption too. That's corruption. So, call him back. All right, let's see if he answer.
Good night.
Caller, good night. Welcome to Comrades with Rattigan. I am calling you. You just called and you were on hold. Am I correct?
Yes, I was.
I sincerely apologize for having you wait an inordinate period of time. It wasn't meant, but it happened, and I apologize. Please
Thank you
accept my
so much.
apology.
I listen to your program and I hear all the cry and the plead and all the corruption and everything that is going on in Jamaica. But one has to take a good look at oneself and say, why our country is in this kind of situation? Yes, we have corruption, but does the people of Jamaica really want the change? Why are we constantly pointing finger at these corrupt politicians? What are we, the Jamaican, doing for ourselves? Look how many things that is being exposed about these politicians. Yet still, the people of Jamaica sit down and becomes very complacent. And then you say that we don't have any choice or we don't have any hope. We need to stop looking outside for help. If each individual decides to take accountability for themselves and determine that what these politicians is doing, we will not sit down and allow these things to continue to go on. Of course, the ultimate creator gives every single person a mind of their own and a brain for themselves. And we all have to wake up and ask ourselves the question, do we want to continue to live this way? Why are we continuing looking to people when we have the power within us, within ourselves, to make that change? We need to stop relying on these people. Gone are the days when community used to come together, used to band together. If we continue in this way, because not even the churches not even church, not the pastor, not nobody that was supposed to be setting example and setting things in the way that it should be for people to come together. Not doing it anymore. So guess what? We all have to start doing it for ourselves and come together. Because if we do not unite, if we don't unite and come together and decide, so we have to take a stand for ourselves and our children. Children, stop looking to the politicians then because they're all looking for themselves. The people of Jamaica need to unite. Put down the diated labor right and the diated PMP, because we put these people in position to run our country and they're not doing it. So we, the people, need to take back the power from these politicians. Yeah, we have the power. There is hope. There is hope, and the hope that we can have is for our people to wake up and realize that the ultimate creator has given us knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and that we have the power when we can come together, respect ourselves, and start love each other, and come together and fight. Look what you are doing, Mr. Rattigan. You put yourself in the position to educate our people, for them to know. There's so many bloggers that are bringing forth information. So why can't we take all these information and begin to form groups and come together? United we stand, divided we fall. We're not waiting on no pastors, no politician, no don. We, the people of Jamaica, have to begin to fight for each other. And that's the only way we will see a change. Look at what the young people there did in Kenya and all these other countries. It's unity. Enough is enough. My Jamaican people, enough is enough. Stop relying on these politicians. You have the power, lies within you to rise up. And when we understand, look at what our ancestors did. When our ancestors see how much we were being under bondage, what did they do? They come together. So it was in the beginning, so shall it be unto the end. My people need to wake up. Everybody is saying, you know, what are we doing? So much corruption. But who enabled these people to be so corrupted? It's we the same one, because we're not standing up.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me
Thank
ask,
you so much for listening.
no, don't go anywhere yet. Don't go anywhere. I want to ask you a question because you have made some very powerful points. You said that we need to take back the power, right? We've given them the power, and we need to take back the power. How do you propose that we, the people, take back the power? Specifically.
Specifically, we need to utilize the younger generation of people who are well educated and smart. We have a lot of young people out there. You understand? And we have to allow the young people that are willing and who understand what it is to run a system. Yeah, we have a lot of young educated people out there.
Yeah, what I'm trying to get at is, all right, we're going to use the young people. How do we approach the young people? How do we get them interested? Because, you know, I look at my demographics. I know my demographics. As much as we try to reach out to students, we don't have as many students as I personally would like. Our demographics, it's from around 40 to 70, around that. We don't have too many people in the 20s and the 30s. or even, teenagers, late teens. We don't have that. So how do you propose that we grab those people? And we've had programs where we brought students on. So how do you give me an idea? I'm just asking for your assistance. How do we reach out to those people? How do we have them gravitate to us?
You have a lot of young people that are going to school, university. You have university students. And what happens is that because of how the system's set up, you find that they don't have any interest in coming into politics. Now you have different groups like the human rights and other groups that are trying to bring people together to understand that what the government is portraying or putting out there is not what it is to run a country. Mark, when I expect that everything will run smooth, yeah, we know local corruption will be there, as you rightly say. But we have to have people in position that know that there's enough for everybody to live off. And the way that we do that is to get the young people who are in college, who are in university. Yeah. Get them to be interested. Those that are in college and university. And even in high school. You have young people in high school. We need to open up back all the different training centers and all of these things that Michael Manley had put in place. They make sure that they dumb down the people. So in order to keep people in illiterate, where you find that a few people are educated. But you still have people there that want the chance and not able to get the chance. There are young people out there. There are young people that are going to U College. There are young people that go to UWI and other college that is in Jamaica and even in abroad. First and foremost, we need to get the crime rate down. How do we get the crime rate down? Again, we have to provide jobs, education, go open up by Jamal, open up back the training centers, open up back the factory because they have a lot of investors out there. Our country, seeing Bruce Golding, they say Jamaica, we're too blessed to be stressed. There's a lot of resources there. There's a lot of resources in Jamaica, and the government, they are just, I don't know what they have done to Jamaica. And we're not going to give up. There is still hope, regardless of the level of corruption. There is still hope. It's just that we, the Jamaican people, need to put the foolishness aside. Stop killing off each other. Stop killing each other, man. We need to wake up and stop slaughtering our own. We slaughter our own brothers and sisters. Instead of we come together and say, enough is enough. Enough is enough now, man.
Yeah, I just think that it's a daunting task. It's an arduous task to get people together for this particular. And I'm speaking from a personal perspective. It's difficult to get people to see the things that you're seeing because people have different motivations. People have different interests.
I know, Mr. Rattigan, even though, you say it's difficult, it only takes a spark to get the fire going.
Yeah, but you need a spark.
We need a spark.
Mm-hmm.
It only take a spark to get a fire going. Because I believe with all my heart that once one person start, the train will begin. I know people out there that are willing. People out there that is willing to come in, to make a change. Because I myself are willing to come back home and make a change. I want to open up an information center where people from all walks of life can come and learn the history of Jamaica. Because a lot of people We need to put back all in school. We need to put back history. We need to put back home economics. We need to put back civics. We need to put back all the dedication back in school and all of these things.
Let's stop it right there, because we just get another call. But I understand the point you're making. I just want to get from you some concrete examples as to how to do it, because it's one thing to have the vision, but to somehow have that vision become reality, that transition is sometimes very, very difficult. You can imagine it and you can see it, but then to do it, particularly if you're talking about doing it with other people, like I said,
I know that we are not so easy to come, especially the melanated people. We are not so easily to unite. But I believe with all my heart, by those who are praying because prayer move mountain, that things will happen. All hope is not gone. There is still hope, sir. And you are a typical example. And others, you have Andre Stevenson, you have Mystic Sensation, you have Right Mongo, and all of these young people. Believe you me, we just need to come together. All of the bloggers, you have some well-thinking bloggers out there, not just blog to make money, but you have some well-thinking bloggers out there who bring out ideas. You know, talking action time now.
all right,
You know,
we'll leave it right there. We'll leave it right there. But thanks for the call, thanks for the support, and I look forward to hearing from you soon, like Saturday. Well, actually, we don't take calls on Saturday, but at least you can drop something in the chat. All right.
I'll be there.
All right. Take care of yourself now. Be well. Yes, folks. People really passionate about this thing here. About getting our country back on track. And the thing is, if we have a change of government, and somebody pointed it out tonight, caller pointed it out, that government is going to have a difficult time. Any government going forward is going to have a difficult time. Whether it's this same government that people decide that they want them to continue, it's going to have a difficult, because Jamaica don't have no money. Money pass through, but it not there for the people. And the opportunities are not there. Here, the last caller said, open up training centers and open up this and open up that. But what them do, them open up new bank account, and I'm not making any reference to anybody in particular. But that is what's going on. And just think about this. Think about this. Think about this. Stacey, good girl. Big up yourself. Can we participate in the petition? Of course. But think about this. And I'm talking about the perspective of an outsider looking in. Them look upon it and them say, well, wait a minute now. Like we say, 3 trillion unaccounted for. Unaccountable. And by the way, this lady came out again. This lady, Dana, Minister Dana Morris Dixon. This lady needs to go take a chill pill. She needs to go sit down one side, man. She's not doing what she's supposed to do. Because when she come on, she start ball out, and then she bring on, Minister Favour Williams, who look that's lost in space. Hold on a second. Caller, good night. Welcome to Come Reason, it's Rattigan. We only have a few minutes, but thank you for calling. Go ahead. Where are you calling from?
Brooklyn.
Yes, go ahead, Brooklyn.
Okay. Number one is that we must be realistic. We need to try to get our family members to see the need to vote. We need to work within our small groups where we have some amount of influence to vote. And what people must realize is that when the guard is changed, when we have the changing of guard, that we cannot expect an overnight change in Jamaica. I know many people like myself, they are waiting for the changing of the guards because we want to help Jamaica in a tangible way. for me, it's in education. I am a retired teacher. I have taught high school for 33 years in New York, in Brooklyn. And I want to go back and make a difference in a small way. But we have to be realistic. It's one thing looking at our young people, but we cannot neglect the older folks
Right.
who are coming in with the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding, the experience.
Okay.
And what we need is a lot of mentorship
I agree.
programs
I agree with you.
where we take on the young people. And many times we say this needs to be done, that needs to be done. But each individual must take their piece of the pie and
Okay.
work it. And yes, we need to work within our influence, our circle of influence. For example, those people who I come in contact with, I try to point them to programs like this.
Okay.
I try to point them to understanding what is going on in Jamaica. Even my son and I this evening, while I was dropping him off at work, we were having this discussion in the car.
Okay.
So we need to work in our sphere of influence. And those people who are back home, we need to try to get them to understand that they must register to vote.
Okay. That's a good point too.
They must be ready. I have seen all of these gatherings with thousands and thousands and thousands of people in their orange. And I constantly ask myself, how many of these people are ready to vote? How many people are registered to vote?
You're right. You're right. That's a good point. But listen, we have 5 minutes left, so I have to wrap it up. But I want to thank you for your call, and I mean, you gave us two concrete ways of expressing um, our assistance to the people of Jamaica. One of them, and to ourselves, one of them is to vote, and the other one is mentorship. I completely agree with you, and I'd love to continue this conversation with you, maybe next week, because we only have 5 minutes left, and I'm just kind of sorry that we are having this discussion at this late. You know, I just hope that I'm hoping that we would have had it sooner, but there's always next week. All right.
All right. God bless.
And say hello to your son for me.
I will.
All right, take care of yourself now. Be well.
All right.
Bye bye. See, hey, this is what we are talking about. This is what we are talking about. You know, you can see ideas being brought to the fore that people just, people mean Jamaica well. And so they're coming up with ideas. I mean, this caller, voting, mentorship, and a lot of you say it in the chat too. And the caller before that talked about, the training centers and a few other things that happened back in the era of the 70s, with education and food security that we should bring back. These are wonderful ideas, and I just hope that the people who are the government in waiting and the government, I just hope that they're taking notes, because how do we get them to act? We have to lean on them. As we used to say in my FBI class, lean into the wind. We have to lean on them. If you stand up straight, the wind will blow you over. All right? No, just before we go, I just want to thank all of you for supporting me for as long as you have tonight. Oh, I have to take this call. Caller, good night. Welcome to Come Reasons Rattigan.
Yes, sir. Good night, Mr. Rattigan.
Yes,
good job you're doing. Good great job. You know, I hear of a style that them doing now in the vote buying conditions. I hear so like it's tomorrow's election, right? And they know, say, for example, you're a PNP, whichever, and they know you're going to vote against them. Then come to you with, say, 120 grand or 25 grand tonight, tomorrow election, and them ink your finger and give you the 25 grand, so you can't vote against them.
Right, I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that, But
yeah.
Anyway, we have to go run now, but thank you so much for the call, all right?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to turn off this now. Yeah, we were talking about, and the gentleman just mentioned that scheme there, and yeah, we're aware of it, and you know, but there are some things that we're planning regarding voting. Let me just leave it like that. But going back to the lady, the Dana Morris Dixon, she said the 3 trillion. She said no, I agree with Jeanette Calder from Jam. She said that the money is not missing. It's not missing. It's accounted. It's accounted for. She said, oh, and she start blame the former administration, and she start blame the system, and she start blame everybody. But to her credit, she did say that some of the ministries that were delayed in doing what they were supposed to be doing, and that's a no-no. But let me just point something out to you people. The difference between missing and unaccounted, it's a distinction without a difference. Yes, it's different, but it's not different. Because here's what happened. When something missing, what that mean? You can't find it. When something unaccounted for, it mean you can't find it too. When it's unaccounted for, you say, wait, where it gone? The bottom line is the money that was earmarked to provide services in Jamaica, the money was earmarked, disbursed, but the services were not provided. That's the bottom line. So don't make them fool and not come with them fancy language and I tell you about, the money never reach where it's supposed to reach. I just say it there. So listen, folks, I just want to thank all of you. 746 devices still plugged in. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And the more of you sign on, the harder I'm going to try and make this thing work. And together, we must fight for a better Jamaica. Take care. Be well. Hear my song, huh? Oh, can't hear. Oh, people on the song there. Big up yourself. Yeah, man.